Hi, I'm Isabel, but you can call me Izzy, and I have the craziest story to tell you. But before I do, please like and subscribe. I grew up with my single mom in a house close to the beach, and ever since I can remember, I've been obsessed with life in and around the ocean. In my head, I was meant to save the ocean from evil humans.
Excuse me, sir. You can't just throw this here. Read the sign. Just say yes, so he can move and I can clean the mess that you guys have made.
Oh my god! Who is this annoying kid?
Izzy, what are you doing? Sorry about that. Please, carry on.
But, Mom, all this garbage is gonna go back to the ocean. I have to protect it.
And that's good, but you can't talk to people like that. Tell you what, let's go to the beach and collect some seashells. We might even spot a starfish.
Oh, yes!
Growing up, my love for the ocean deepened. I started participating in beach cleaning drives. And at 17, I was the youngest, most decorated volunteer, and even had my own YouTube channel about ocean life. Things were great, but a month before my 18th birthday, everything changed. I was at the beach one day when I noticed a strange man staring at me. I ignored him, but when I was going home that evening, he jumped in my way.
What the heck? Who are you? I may look small, but I can do some serious damage.
The man smiled and gave me a brochure.
Easy there, kid. I'm Henry, the head of the Marine Conservation Summer Camp in Costa Rica. I was here for a vacation when I noticed your work. I'd love for you to join us this year.
Holy mother of cows! Was this real? Only the best of the best volunteers in the joined this program, but I was as broke as a street rat.
Listen, dude. Sir, whatever. I'm very honored, but I can't afford to pay for this.
That's okay. We'll have you fully covered.
But why me? I'm sure there's lots of kids who would die for this chance.
But not everyone has your drive, Isabel. Now hurry up and say yes before I change my mind.
I told him to give me some time to think. This opportunity could change my life, but I had to make sure this was legit. So later that night, Mom did some digging, and I was relieved to know that the man wasn't lying. The next day, I texted him a yes. A week later, I landed in Costa Rica and was blown away by the size of the camp. I had no idea so many people were as passionate as I was about the cause.
Ahem. Excuse me, you're standing in my way.
I turned around to face a blonde girl frowning at me.
Sorry, I was just watching.
I didn't ask. Could you move now? I need to walk on these red tiles only, or something bad'll happen tonight.
I wasn't sure if I heard the girl right, but before I could react, a boy came out of nowhere and swooped her up. I was so confused watching the two of them leave, but just then, Mr. Henry walked up to me and offered to show me around. As he led me to my room, he told me I'd be sharing with his daughter, Emma. I'd always lived alone, so I was excited to have a roommate. But my excitement turned to shock when I opened the door and saw the room filled with weird-looking dolls. What the heck was this?
Don't touch my special dolls.
I almost jumped out of my shoes hearing the voice. It was the same weird girl from before.
That's my side of the room. Could you move your stuff, please?
Legend has it that these dolls haunt you in your sleep if they don't like you. And I think they don't like you, girl. I'm Emma, by the way. You're Isabel, right?
How did you know?
The dolls told me. Told you special.
I'd never been this creeped out by anyone in my entire life. But since it was already late, I decided to ignore her and went to bed. By the time I woke up, she'd left. The first day of the program was set in the auditorium, but the place was too big, and I had no clue where to go. That's when I spotted a guy.
Hey, do you have any idea where the auditorium is? I'm lost.
Welcome to the club. I'm lost too, but maybe we can figure it out together.
The guy introduced himself as Sam, and I noticed he was the same guy who carried Emma to the room yesterday. We got talking and were having a great conversation till Emma crept up from behind.
Hey, sweetie, am I not the best girlfriend ever?
Yeah, this is Isabel.
And my roommate. I know, let's eat. I'm starving.
See you around.
Over the next few days, I noticed that something was seriously wrong with Emma. She would wake up in the middle of the night laughing. And sometimes, she would talk to her dolls like they were alive. And one night, I woke up to her staring in my face.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm watching you sleep. It calms me down. Please, go ahead.
No way! Not with you watching me like a hawk.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. It's not like this is the first time this is happening.
You do this every night?
Gosh, you ask so many questions. Can you please go back to sleep? You're interrupting my meditation.
I'd rather sleep on the beach than spend another second here. You freak!
Emma looked at me blankly as I grabbed my blanket and left for the beach. But just then, my foot got caught in the sheets and I tripped. I looked up to Sam, staring at me with his deep green eyes. Was he always this handsome?
If you don't stop seeing staring, I might get awkward.
Sorry, I was just... Never mind. What are you doing here?
Just watching the water. So peaceful. And you?
Emma? I don't know what's up with her, but she's kinda a lot.
I know, but she's gone through a lot in life. After my parents left, Emma's dad, Uncle Henry, brought me up. We've grown up together, and she wasn't always like this. I feel bad for her.
Is that why you date her? Because you feel bad for her?
Suddenly, Sam's expression changed and he turned around to leave.
I'm sorry I overstepped, but I'm not sure if I can be around her.
She's not that bad, and it's just her first day. Give her a chance and hang in there.
I took Sam's advice and decided to be nicer to Emma. I even hung out with her and Sam more often. And it wasn't so bad, especially because Sam and I hit it off instantly. We had a lot in common and could talk all day, but I could tell it bothered Emma a lot. Like this one time during a cleaning drive, he was helping me when Emma fell to the ground.
Help me, Sam. I'm too soft to see. So much blood. Take me home.
She started crying like a banshee, and Sam had to leave to calm her down. That night, Emma didn't even bother checking up on me. A few days later, the instructor informed us that Mr. Beast was in town, and he wanted to visit us, and Sam and I volunteered to help out with prepping the camp.
Why couldn't the pirates learn the alphabet?
Because he's stupid. Why else would he be a pirate?
No, dummy. Because he was always lost at sea. Get it? Get it?
Step away from my boyfriend. Now. Stop flirting with him.
Yeez, relax. We were just talking.
I'm not blind. First I thought you were jealous because I'm smarter than you. But now I know that you have your evil eyes on my Sammy Bammy. And you? Stop staring at her and move it. We have a date.
I'll see you around, I guess.
But we still have work to do. You can't just leave.
He can and he will. And I'm putting her here to keep an eye on you.
I got back to work and tried finishing up on my own, but there was just too much to do. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me and assumed it was Sam. But my jaw dropped when I saw Mr. Beast in the flesh.
Too late for you to be up and working, right?
How art thou?
Sorry.
I'm talking gibberish. I'm a huge fan. What you do inspires so many people. It must be tough.
Yeah, but not as tough as what you guys do. I used to volunteer at this camp too. Best days of my life.
Wish I could say the same. Anyway, I thought you were coming next week.
I was, but then, what's the fun in that? I like to give surprises.
Oh my god, did I just have a conversation with the most followed celebrity on YouTube? This had to be the coolest thing ever. The next morning, the instructor announced that Mr. Beast wanted us to participate in his new challenge. The rules were simple. Volunteers would be divided into 4 teams, and each of us would be given one part of the beach to clean. The team that cleaned the fastest would win a chance to be in a video with him. As luck would have it, Sam and I were on the same team, while Emma was in a different one.
You rigged this, didn't you? So you could be close to Sam.
Hey, shut up! I have better things in life to do.
I know Mr. Beast personally. I will go and ask him. I'm sure he'd love to know what a lying cheater's butt you are.
As long as you leave me alone.
But minutes after Emma left, Sam walked up to me.
Sorry about last night. I had to take care of her.
Look, Sam, I don't want to get in the middle of your mess. Emma clearly wants me to stay away from you, and I want to concentrate on my work.
And I'm distracting you.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Fine, but tell me one thing. Don't you feel anything between us? Not even the slightest spark?
It doesn't matter what I think. She's your girlfriend and you love her too. So it's best you stay away from me.
I don't love her. Uncle Henry has done a lot for me, and I can't disappoint him. Emma's happier around me, and I'm just in the relationship because I owe him a lot. I would have broken up with her a long time back if I could.
How could you?
Emma, wait.
But Emma just turned around and ran away. Just then, the bell went off and the competition started. In the middle of the competition, we saw Mr. Henry running toward us.
It's Emma! We can't find her! Have you guys seen her?
Not since the competition started. I'm sure she's around somewhere.
I don't think so.
Mr. Henry showed us the message on his phone. It said, "I'm leaving forever. Don't look for me." We frantically started searching the area, but Emma was nowhere to be found. I called 911, and soon we had a police search team looking for Emma too.
Oh God, I hope she didn't go into the woods. That's the only place left that we haven't searched.
Well, we have to look to be sure. But what about the competition?
What about it? Emma's life is more important than anything else. Now hurry up.
Sam dropped a text to Mr. Henry, and we went into the woods. We tried searching the place, but soon it started getting dark. Disheartened, Sam and I went back to my room, only to find Emma sipping a milkshake.
Oh my God, where were you?
You know, just hiding. It was so funny watching you guys search for me like headless chickens. Best plan ever!
Are you kidding me? We lost the competition, your dad's a mess, we have the police going mad looking for you, and you're here sipping milkshakes and gloating over your stupid plan? Why?
Because I wanted to teach Sam a lesson for betraying me and my dad.
What? I never betrayed you. All I did was try and keep you happy, but nothing works for you. I'm exhausted trying to keep up with your crazy demands, and I like Izzy.
No, you don't. You're mine for life. Izzy can eat bugs for all I care.
You're literally the craziest person ever. Emma, get help. And Sam, I like you, but you have to make up your mind. And yeah, take a stand for yourself before it's... No one should have that kind of control over your life.
I stomped out of the room angrily, and after that day, I never spoke to Emma again. Sam tried to talk to me, but I just didn't want to deal with Emma's craziness anymore. Soon, the camp ended, and we went our separate ways. I started working on my YouTube channel again, and within a few months, it started making me good money. After graduation, I had enough to start my own volunteer center. Things were going great until one day, after wrapping up a late shift, I noticed someone following me.
Okay, come out, Emma. I know it's you.
How did you know?
Sixth sense. Also, that hideous hoodie of yours was enough to give you away. Now tell me why you're here.
To apologize. After the camp, Dad got me into therapy for my erratic behavior, and...
And what? Your stupid moves cost me the opportunity to be in a video with Mr. Beast. So unless you have a time machine and can bring that back, you may leave.
Just then, Emma pulled out her phone and showed me an email. It said that Mr. Beast had agreed to visit my volunteer center and cover it in his next video.
How did you?
Told you. I knew him personally. I know it's tough, but please forgive me. I'm trying to be a better person.
I don't know. It might take me some time, but maybe I'll get there.
Take all the time in the world that you want to. Also, I kinda have a surprise for you.
If it's one of your freaky dolls.
How about a freaky friend?
Sam, what now? Wow.
I like you, Izzy. I've liked you since the day I saw you, and I always will. You make me stronger and so much happier.
But what about Emma?
He deserves someone smart and pretty like you. Besides, he was never in love with me.
So what do you think? Give us a chance?
Maybe. But first, won't you kiss me already?
Hi, I'm Katie from San Francisco. Before I tell you more, please like and subscribe. My dad is a rich business investor and mom was a world-famous fashion model, and I was just like her, only more beautiful, with pink blue hair, blue eyes, and the bone structure of a goddess. People would trip over their shoelaces to see me, and I was insanely popular in school. But at home, my twin brother Robert took the cake. Unlike me, who liked to go out with friends and parties, Robert spent his time at home getting great days in school and helping Dad in business. And he never forgot to rub his achievements in my face.
It seems dear Dad was so pleased with my assistance in that lucrative deal that he decided to give me the world on a silver platter. And by world, I mean private jet.
What are you babbling about? Talk like a normal person.
That's gifting me a jet.
Good. Now use it to find someone who can tolerate you for more than 30 seconds. Oh, wait. That's impossible.
Say what you want. I know you're jealous.
In your dreams, loser. That weekend, I bawled my eyes out in front of Dad to buy me the most expensive pair of shoes, and Robert hated it. He couldn't stop complaining about how I was a good-for-nothing spoiled brat. It wasn't my fault that I had more sparkling personality than he did, but despite being the definition of perfection, there was one thing I wasn't so good at, being smart. And this one time I got is it a week before my sweet 16 party and this girl in my school sold me some kind of magic potion.
Apply it twice a day, using peacock feathers only. The secret ingredient is sourced from the purest water of River Ganges in India. So always say a big namaste before applying this.
Of course that girl was lying and I ended up breaking out worse than ever. I swore never to fall for another trick like this again, but a week later I was shopping online and ended up falling for a credit card fraud scam. When Dad found out, he was not happy.
You take everything for granted. Katie, look at Robert. He's your age and already helping me with business. Why can't you be more like him?
Because then I'll have to be boring like he island.
I'm not boring, I just don't like blowing up money on useless things like you do.
It's called experiencing life. You should try it, it's fun.
And you should try to become more responsible instead of being so spoiled and selfish.
Blah blah blah, you're such a snooze bust.
Okay, I've had enough. Robert is right. You need to understand the value of money. That's why I'm taking your credit card away.
How am I supposed to pay for things then?
Just come to the office tomorrow and I'll find you a job. Earn your money and the card is yours.
I did what Dad said and went to the office, but I was bad at everything. I jacked up the printer, spilled coffee on expensive documents, and mailed the wrong file to the wrong client, which cost us a huge deal. I tried apologizing, but Dad blasted me in front of the whole office, cut me off for 3 months, and it was super embarrassing. I was sobbing in the lift lobby when Robert walked up to me.
Can you stop hyperventilating? It's not the end of the world.
Of course at Island, I need money for clothes, makeup, and shopping. I cannot be seen in the same outfit twice. Oh my god, this is a mess.
Your materialism is nauseating, but if you want, I'll talk to Dad to reinstate your privileges.
Really? You would do that for me?
Only if you do something for me. There's this guy in my school, Jason, who's constantly knocking me off the top spot. Your job is to make him fall in love with you and keep him distracted.
You want me to impress a guy? I can do it in my sleep with a face mask on while getting a pedicure.
Let me finish. If Jason knows you're my sister, he'll never entertain you. You need to get a makeover. Now, do we have a deal?
How do I know you won't back out?
I won't. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah. Not going to cut it. I'm shedding my beautiful personality to help you, so I need reassurance.
I'm surprised you know that word, but fine, I'll draw a proper contract.
The next day, Robert signed the contract and enrolled me in his school under a different name. He told Dad I was going for a yoga retreat to India, and the same night I moved to the beach house. I changed my hair, 4 lenses, did some makeup, and a week later I was ready to step into my new life as Masha. On my first day, I walked into school feeling confident, but my stupid fake glasses kept sliding off my face. I was just adjusting them when I missed a step, flew right into someone and fell on my butt. I'm sorry, but are you blind or a complete moron? Before I could finish, I looked up and saw a very handsome guy staring at me. Jason. Robert had shown me his pictures, but that was nothing compared to how he actually looked, only taller, cuter, and way more hotter. It was literally speechless.
You were saying something.
Me? Well, I'm always saying something. Why don't you say something? Something.
What?
You're absolutely sorry. I'm sorry. And new Masha. I'm new to the school and my name's Masha.
Good for you. Now can you move? You're in my way.
Aren't we all in each other's way? You meet someone and you get to know them and find out that they're the one you've been waiting for all your life. It's destiny, or luck, or just how the world works. You see where I'm going with this? But Jason just turned around and left without even answering me. That's kind of rude. Since my first interaction with Jason pretty much blew up in my face, I decided to up my game and up for all the same classes Jason was in. I guess luck was on my side because we got paired up as partners in biology class. We meet again. I'm starting to think this is destiny.
And I'm starting to think you're stalking me.
What? No. The teacher thought it would be a good idea to pair the new girl with the smartest guy in class. I'm guessing that's you. You know, biology is in fact one of my favorite subjects. It's just amazing how we can explore so much about nature with. Pardon me for asking, but is that a dead cockroach?
Yeah, you have a problem.
Nope, none at all. I love cockroaches there. Excuse me? And with that, I just rushed out of the class and barfed all over the washroom floor. That night, I stalked Jason on social media and found out that apart from being a genius, he was also a big football fan. So I booked 2 very expensive front row tickets to the latest game. And the next day when I saw Jason, I walked up to him.
Can I help you?
You tell me, can you be helped?
Are you done being weird? Because I don't like talking to people while I eat.
We don't have to talk. I'll just sit here and... So I was wondering, what are you doing this Friday? I have 2 front row tickets to tonight's football game in case you're interested. Just as a thank you for helping me in biology class.
Oh wow, these seats have the best view.
That's what I'm talking about, and these were so hard to get.
My little brother would be thrilled.
Sorry, what? I think there's some confusion.
Thank you, Masha. I hope to see you in biology today.
And Jason again got up and left, leaving me completely dumbfounded. What the heck just happened? This was the third time in a row I had made a complete fool of myself in front of Jason, but I wasn't going to let go that easily. So I swallowed my pride and went to the game anyway. I wore my best outfit and walked straight to Jason's seats. When I saw him sitting there with a girl, I felt a pang of jealousy. As I marched up to him, Jason looked at me and jumped in shock.
Masha, what are you doing here?
I came to see if you're having fun with your little brother, but I guess you're having more fun than I'd expected. You lied to me so you could come here to spend time with this pathetic blonde twig.
What? Did you just call me?
A pathetic blonde twig. Are you deaf too? Should I call you a deaf blonde twig instead?
I'll show you what a blonde twig can do.
Saying that, the girl jumped on me and then we got into a fierce fight. It only ended when Jason had to call in 2 security guards to stop us. And we both got kicked out of the stadium. If that wasn't humiliating enough, Robert came to the beach house that evening and tore me apart.
What the heck is wrong with you?
I was just trying to get Jason's attention like you asked me to.
By behaving like an animal, I thought you could impress a guy in your sleep. Did you lose your brain while getting your hair changed or something?
It's not like that. Okay, I got the date, I was just not on it.
Yeah, and whose fault is that? Figure something out fast, Katie, or you can kiss your allowance goodbye.
I wanted to punch Robert in the face with a chair, but I decided to focus on the bigger picture. Jason was a different kind of guy, so if I needed his attention, I had to think out of the box. And I got my chance. A few days later, I was coming from the salon and I saw him going into a dark alley. I followed him and saw him exchanging an envelope. I wanted to see more, so I tiptoed my way to they get closer when this homeless guy popped out of nowhere.
Hey honey, what's a pretty girl like you doing here at this time of the hour?
That's none of your business.
Oh, but at Island, you look fancy. Got some money to spare?
Just as the man was about to come closer, someone suddenly flew in out of nowhere and kicked him away.
You've been following me?
Not intentionally. I was just in the neighborhood and saw you from a distance, so I thought I'd say hello. What were you doing in that alley?
That's none of your business.
Why are you screaming at me? I didn't know that this place is so unsafe. Why are you always so rude to me, Jason? All I've ever done is be nice to you, and I have these stupid feelings for you that I can't even control, and you keep yelling at me. Don't you think I'm pretty? Just tell me the truth.
Please, Masha, please don't cry. I'm sorry. I really am. I never meant to hurt you. You're very pretty. So pretty that my heart hurts every time I see you.
Really? You think I'm pretty?
I think that's a very well-established fact.
Then why were you at the game with that girl?
She was just a friend.
Jason wiped a tear off my cheek and my body went numb at his touch. We laughed and talked for a little while before Jason dropped me home. The next morning, I woke up to a text from him that he wanted to take me out. I was over the moon to finally get a date with Jason, but I didn't tell Robert anything because I didn't want to jinx it. And the date went really well. We watched a movie together, ate ice cream together, and took a walk together. And when he walked me home, he suddenly pulled me back and said,
"So you haven't had your perfect kiss yet, huh? Let's see if we can change that."
He leaned in to kiss me, and I kissed him back. In the end, helping Robert actually helped me find the love of my life. True success doesn't come from being handed everything. It comes from falling, growing, and having the courage to make things right.
Hi, I'm Savannah from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. I never knew my mom because she fell ill soon after I was born, but my dad named me after her. He was a real estate tycoon, and my older twin brothers and I grew up in the lap of luxury. Dad loved us all, but I was his clear favorite. I don't remember him missing a single parent, teacher meeting, recital, birthday, or game practice, no matter how busy he was. And I only had to ask for something once, and he made it happen. Like when I was 7, my favorite cereal brand just announced they're hiding Disney princess figures in select boxes, and I wanted to collect the whole set. Not that I couldn't buy them from a toy store, I just really wanted the cereal ones. So, the next day, Dad had cereal boxes from every store in the city delivered to our mansion, and the entire household spent 3 days opening them till I had the whole range of figures. I even made it to the local news for that, and I always got my way with my brothers Adam and Jeff too. Hey, get up! I was sitting in that chair first.
When were you sitting here?
Yesterday or maybe on Sunday. It's not important. Just get up.
Buzz off and sit somewhere else. Loser!
I'm warning you, Adam. I'm gonna cry. He ignored me, and then I went at a scream like someone had cut my arm off. Dad came running in a panic, and Adam was grounded before he got 2 words out of his mouth. My brothers kept trying to get back at me, but they just couldn't win. Once when I was 10, I was playing in her backyard, when a scrawny little puppy wandered in, and I was immediately in love with it. It turned out that he belonged to one of our maids, and she seemed reluctant to let him go. Dad said he'd get me a better dog, But I threw one of my famous tantrums, and the maid eventually gave in. But later that night, when I took him out for a walk, I found a girl my age crying in the garden. The puppy ran out of my grasp, straight to her, and she squealed with delight. Hey, let him go. He's mine.
Actually, he's mine. My mom gave him to you because she works for you and you're a spoiled brat. Look, I don't want to cause any trouble for Mom, okay? I just came to say goodbye to him. Can I?
As the girl hugged her pet, I suddenly had a lump in my throat. I felt like such a jerk, just taking away something from someone without even thinking, just because I could. You can have him back. Your mom won't be in any trouble, I promise. But maybe I can play with him sometimes. The maid's daughter and I became friends, and maybe it was her effect on me. But I slowly started seeing that my brothers and I were just too spoiled. I once joked with Dad about wanting a private jet, and he asked me what color I'd like. Dad, I was kidding. I'm 13. Where would I go on a private jet? You really need to learn how to say no sometimes. But he just couldn't, and my brothers took full advantage of it. They failed their classes, but they knew Dad would pay the school off to make them pass. They were the heads of all the sports clubs without deserving it, and obviously the most popular guys around, because they blew money on wild parties for their friends. Soon after the twins' 18th birthday, Dad decided they needed to learn more about his business, and he wanted me to join in too. But during these meetings, the things I learned just shot me.
Now look at this mansion I sold last month. There was mold in the basement and the foundation had water damage. But we did a really good job covering it up and I sold it for 4 times its real value.
Wow, Dad, you're a genius. I had no idea you were such a cool cat.
What? That's just plain wrong. How could you sell someone a damaged house and they could sue you?
Honey, relax. I've been in the business a long time. They can't prove we knew about this damage already. And don't worry, the insurance will cover it.
But it's still dishonest.
So, no man can make as much money as I have by being honest all the time. Everyone cuts corners. It's how things are done and I'm doing all this for you guys.
No one asked you to, Dad. You know you've always been my role model and my favorite person in the world. How could you be so disappointing?
That's enough, Savannah. Don't be ungrateful.
After that, things were never quite the same between me and Dad. I'd always put him on the highest pedestal and he'd just fallen so far. It completely changed my relationship with him. And I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't going to be part of the family business. I'd always loved to paint, so I started working harder to build a good portfolio and apply for scholarships to art schools. I knew Dad would pay in the blink of an eye, but I wanted to try doing things on my own. But a few weeks after I started art school, Dad suffered a major heart attack. When he finally came home from the hospital, he gathered my brothers and me into a study and made an announcement.
Kids, I'm giving you my business and my wealth. I don't want you to wait longer to inherit everything that's yours.
I was stunned, but I could see the greedy excitement in my brother's eyes.
Really? So what do we get?
Everything! I've made all the arrangements. All I ask is that you enjoy what you've been given to the fullest, and that you let me stay with you throughout the year. I'll split my time among your 3 homes wherever you choose to live.
This is amazing! And of course you can stay with me, Dad, as long as you want.
Thank you, Adam. I leave you control of the company. You have a shrewd mind for business and you'll do really well.
Yeah, it'll be my honor, Dad. Thank you, thank you.
Dad, if he gets the company, what happens to me?
Jeff, I know how much you love to travel the world. I leave you half of my material wealth to use as you see fit.
Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Thank you so much.
I worked all my life to provide you with this. Please enjoy it.
We sure will.
My brothers left the room arm in arm, celebrating their new fortune. Why are you doing this, Dad?
It's time, Savannah. Which brings me to what I want you to have.
I don't want anything more from you.
Excuse me?
I'm thankful for the life you gave me, but I can't stop wishing you'd done things differently. I don't want your fortune, and I can't be a part of your business. I don't think I could sleep at night knowing I'm scamming people. I just want to do things on my own. Dad looked beyond furious. He just exploded.
After all I've done for you, this is how you thank me.
Dad, calm down. You'll give yourself another heart attack.
As if you care. You look down on me now, huh? And if you want nothing, fine. Get out.
Of course I care.
Enough. You're a stranger to me now. I have no daughter. Just get out.
I walked out that day and began a life on my own, and it was not easy, especially since I'd grown up like a princess. The scholarship paid for my tuition, but I had to work 2 jobs after school to pay for everything else. I survived, though, and only got stronger. I never heard from my family, but occasionally I'd see my brothers in magazines or on TV, showing up at charity events and flashing their wealth. But I never saw my dad. Slowly, I even started selling my artwork on the side. I hit the jackpot when I was discovered by a renowned painter, and she got me my first gallery show. That's where I met a lovely guy named Chase, and it wasn't long before we fell in love. He proposed after I graduated, and I happily said yes. At our engagement party, he asked me to call my family.
This is the biggest moment of our lives, they should know.
They could have called me any time.
Please, Savannah, don't let pride keep you apart. Someone has to be the first to call. Let it be you.
Okay, I'll try. That's the best I can do. I called Adam the next day, reaching him at the office. His secretary left me on hold for 20 minutes before he finally picked up.
Yeah, what is it?
Hello to you too. I'm getting married, Adam.
So why are you telling me?
I thought you might want to come.
Come on, Savannah. I don't have time for this.
Gosh, I knew this was a mistake.
You chose your life and walked away. Don't be mad at us now. Is that all?
Where's Dad?
Who?
Are you serious? Where is he?
Who knows? He got mad and left. Ask Jeff.
I called Jeff and reached him on his private plane.
Dad was a real drag. I had to cut him loose.
Cut him loose?
Let him go. Last I saw him, he was roaming around downtown.
What? You mean he's homeless?
I don't know. If you want to find him so bad, do it yourself.
I was shaking with rage, and I threw the phone across the room and burst into tears. Chase came running in and hugged me. We have to find him, Chase. We need to go now.
Find who?
My dad. It was pouring rain that night, but I didn't care. We drove through the streets of downtown Chicago, visiting homeless shelters and looking in back alleys, but he was nowhere to be found. How could they just let him leave? Is money that important? More important than family, and I should have stayed in touch.
You did what you had to do, love. He told you to leave, but don't lose hope yet. We'll look again tomorrow and report him missing to the police. Let's go home now.
But when we reached our house, I saw a man slumped near the front door. I jumped out of the car, my heart pounding. Dad! He looked up, so much paler and thinner than I remembered.
Savannah, I am so sorry.
Chase and I took Dad inside, sat him by the fire, and served some hot soup. When he'd regained some strength, he finally started to talk.
Your brothers only wanted my money, Savannah. I tried to advise Adam on a business deal, and he screamed at me saying it was his company, and he didn't want an old man around. Then I went to stay with Jeff, and he said I ruined the vibe. I had nowhere to go.
You could have called me.
How could I? After the way I treated you, and it's my fault those two have turned out this way. I made them greedy and selfish like me. I was just too ashamed to face you.
Until that moment, it carried so much anger and hurt. But seeing him there, looking so frail, it just melted away. I love you, Dad. You're safe now. You're home. We spent the evening talking. He spent a lot of time with Chase and looking at my art.
You made a beautiful life for yourself.
Yes, I did. Chase and I converted our spare office into Dad's bedroom, and we got to know each other all over again. All these years later, we were family once more, but in the back of my mind, I still had so much resentment toward Adam and Jeff. I couldn't concentrate on my art, and Chase noticed that I wasn't being myself.
You're gonna see your brothers, aren't you? What are you gonna say?
I don't really know, I'm just so angry with them, but I think I have to do this.
Then you should, Savannah, and no matter what happens, you'll have a family here waiting for you.
The next day, I went to Adam's massive office building. I was prepared to scream at him, hit him, destroy him somehow. But when I walked into his vast office, I found him standing by the window, staring out at the city. His back was hunched like he was really tired. He turned around, and I was shocked. He looked 10 years older than his age.
I have 5 minutes. Savannah, what do you need?
I found Dad.
Great job. Is that all?
Adam, are you happy?
I have no family, no free time. I sleep in the office most nights trying to do more and more and more. When you reach this level, Savannah, personal happiness is irrelevant. It's all about the next deal.
Why do you do it?
What other choice do I have? What else is there?
You have one last chance to set things right, Adam. You can choose to take it. I set a wedding invitation on his desk and left. In the afternoon, I stopped by Jeff's $1 million apartment. There was nothing warm or homey about it. It just looked like a cold hotel room. He was sitting on a white couch, staring at the ceiling.
I'm leaving for Europe in the morning.
What are you doing this time?
How many parties can you go to? How many vacations are enough? Nobody's really my friend. They just like me for the trips, for the yacht parties, for the money. I just want something meaningful.
You have one last chance to have that, Jeff. Think about it. And I left a wedding invitation on the edge of the couch. A month later, Chase and I were married in a beautiful garden venue on a gorgeous spring day. But that's not the most important part. The most important part was that of my brothers apologized to me and begged for Dad's forgiveness. And now, my father was walking me down the aisle on my wedding day, and my brothers were smiling at me from the front row.
Hi, my name is Hermione, and I'm from Greece. Please like and subscribe. My dad left before I was born, but I grew up with the most amazing mom who was a hairdresser at a really fancy salon. But when I was 10, I ran into the salon one day to show Mom my report card while she was working on a beautiful woman. Suddenly, I tripped over something and went flying straight into Mom, who ended up snipping off half the woman's hair, and she went ballistic.
You moron. What have you done? I look like a hideous boy. I'll make sure you never work in this town again.
And before I knew it, Mom was fired. I was really sorry, but she wouldn't hear it.
It was an accident. Darling, don't worry. I'll find another job.
But the woman wasn't kidding. Mom couldn't get a job anywhere in town as a hairdresser. And soon enough, we were too broke to even make rent. Then one day, Mom said she'd talk to her older sister, and we'd be moving to another town to live with her. I'd never met this aunt before, and when we got to her house, my jaw dropped. Her mansion looked as big as the Parthenon. As a maid let us in, a plump woman dressed in expensive clothes walked into the hall, my aunt. I rushed forward to hug her, but she stopped me.
What are you doing? Don't touch me. Just do a curtsy.
Who was she? The freaking wife of Zeus. Just then, a pretty girl about my age came running in and she stomped on my foot.
You're ugly. I can't believe you're my cousin.
Wow, I had to live with these people now. Of all the rooms in the mansion, Aunt gave me and my mom the dusty old attic to share. And at dinner time, I could feel her eyes on me as I helped myself to more food. She seemed to be the cheapest millionaire ever. But I promised I'd behave well and not cause Mom any trouble, which was easier said than done. My cousin Lydia was a year older than me, and I soon discovered that Aunt was obsessed with making her a model. One day, I found Lydia balancing a pile of books on her head while her trainer screamed at her to walk straight without dropping them. The very next second, they all came crashing.
Lydia, you have no balance, no grace. How will you be a model? You skinny girl. Come try this.
To my surprise, I walked across the room with the books. Easily, Lydia angrily tried again, and this time, she went crashing into a very expensive vase.
Mom, look what Hermione did.
What? Aunt came charging into the room like an angry bull, and no matter how much I protested, she wouldn't hear a word, and she actually took money from Mom to pay for it, which was her 2 months' salary. Gosh, Aunt was such a witch. Soon after, Mom got me enrolled in the same school as Lydia. On the very first day, I just sat down at the cafeteria where she and her friends joined me.
We thought we'd give you company. You've clearly made no friends.
I'm fine, actually.
So Lydia tells us you're her maid's daughter. It's so amazing that her mom is paying for your school.
What? No, she's not. My mom is.
Ew, your mom packed you meatballs for lunch? So uncool. We only eat salad.
Well, I guess you have to watch what you're eating. Suddenly, Lydia leapt forward angrily and rubbed my lunch all over my face.
Did you just call me fat? Call me that again and I will end you.
With that, she and her friends walked away. I wanted to kick her butt so bad, but I didn't want to get into trouble. I just tried to keep my head down and focus on my studies. But Lydia and her friends would find some way to bully me. And it didn't help that I looked really bad in Lydia's oversized hand-me-downs. When Lydia's 15th birthday came around, Aunt threw her a huge birthday bash, and even though she had tons of servants, she made me slave away in the kitchen too. I finally managed to escape and snuck up to the table with a plate. Just then, Lydia came running and snatched it.
What do you think you're doing?
Are you stupid? I'm about to eat, so give that back.
No, it's my birthday and I decide who eats. And you can't.
Oh yes, I will. What you gonna do? Go crying to mommy, you big baby.
What did you just call me?
I said you're a big baby. With that, I grabbed a chunk of cake and threw it at her face. She pounced on me, and we went crashing straight into the food table. As we threw food at each other, Lydia's friends also joined in, and a food fight broke out. When Aunt arrived at the scene, she started screaming like a maniac, and all the kids fled while Lydia burst into tears that her birthday was ruined. And then Aunt turned to me.
You clean up this mess right now, or I'll throw you and your mother out tonight.
Do what you like, you miserable creature. I'm not cleaning. I dashed to my room. Oh God, what had I just done? A few hours passed and no one came to my room. I was beginning to get worried. Why Mom wasn't home yet? So I snuck down quietly to find her wiping the walls and floors clean. Mom, why are you doing that? I'm really sorry. I'll do it.
It's okay, Hermione. I feel awful that you have to live here because I can't afford a place. I promise someday we'll leave, but we can't just yet.
You don't have to feel bad about anything. I'll be good. I'll even say sorry to Aunt, but I don't understand how you two are even related.
We never got along. Even as kids, she always wanted to have everything I had. Now she has so much more, and she's still a witch.
We both burst out laughing as we cleaned the mess. I'd put up with anything as long as I had Mom by my side. But after the birthday, Lydia and her friends were being a lot meaner at school. One day during recess, she and her friends started hounding me in the corner.
Hey, Twiggy, you're light as a stick, I'm sure.
Oh, she is. Why don't you go see for yourself?
Suddenly, the guy just picked me up as I kicked and screamed, "Let me go! Put me down right now!" But they threw me in the janitor's closet and locked it. Just then, I heard them all running off, and seconds later, the principal opened the door. He'd seen everything, and he punished the bullies by suspending them for a week. And when I got home, who was Aunt furious at? Me.
It's your fault my darling was suspended. She's just a kid, and she's never been punished for anything in her life.
I'm a kid too, and she got punished for bullying me.
Well, if she's getting punished, you will too. You'll serve all the guests at my party tomorrow, or else.
I didn't want Mom to suffer again, so I kept my mouth shut. Aunt's party was full of super rich friends, and I was busy serving them when a lady caught up with me.
Hi, you're really pretty. Are you interested in modeling?
Before I could answer, Aunt interrupted.
Her A model? No, she's just a maid. Don't waste your time on her.
But you're naturally built. For a model, you're perfect. I can see you being Miss World, I tell you.
Turns out the lady was the owner of a big fashion magazine, and she wanted to have me as her cover page model.
What? That was supposed to be Lydia, not this stupid maid.
Well, darling, I'm sorry Lydia isn't fit for my magazine.
Aunt went totally bonkers. She grabbed the woman's drink and threw it in her face. Then she started screaming at everyone.
Party's over. Everyone get out. And you're grounded.
But when I told Mom later all about it, she was so excited. She insisted we'd go together to meet this woman. We went to the lady's office the very next day, and she was really happy that I showed up. She immediately signed me up for a big magazine shoot. I woke up super pumped on the day, but seconds later, I was screaming at my reflection, that which Lydia had chopped off my hair in my sleep. I looked terrible, but Mom came to the rescue. She gave me a beautiful pixie cut, and the magazine lady absolutely loved it. And I totally nailed the shoot. Everyone thought I was a natural. Within the next 6 months, I was on lots of magazine covers and billboards. And suddenly, things at school changed too. I was no longer the skinny kid with hand-me-downs. I was the popular model kid now, with a wardrobe that fit me just right. And the best part was watching Lydia burn. A few weeks later, there was a fashion show at school, and Lydia immediately signed up for it too. On the day of the event, I decided to take a quick shower in the gym before getting ready. But as I stepped out, I saw to my horror that Lydia had gathered all my clothes, and she just grinned at me and she walked out. Oh my God, what was I gonna do without any clothes? I looked around, and the only thing I saw were the curtains. I quickly pulled them down and made them into a dress with safety pins. And it didn't look half bad. Lydia looked shocked when I walked down the ramp in my curtain dress and blew her a kiss. When I was announced as the winner, she went insane. She literally jumped on me trying to snatch the trophy away. She would have poked my eye out if some teachers hadn't rescued me. That night, I was walking down to the kitchen when I heard Lydia and Aunt talking about me.
Just make her go away, Mom. I can't stand her anymore. She's ruining my life.
Okay, baby. I'll get rid of her somehow. You know, I got rid of her father, too, a long time ago.
Wait, what? Got rid of my father? Is that what you just said?
What are you doing here? Can't I have some privacy in my own house?
Just shut up and tell me what you meant about Dad.
Yes, I got rid of him after my stupid husband left me. I fell in love with your father, but he fell head over heels in love with your stupid mom. I couldn't stand it, so I convinced him that your mom was pregnant with someone else's child, and he left. If I couldn't have him, no one could.
While I stared at her, speechless, I heard Mom behind me.
How could you do this to me? All these years I thought it was him, but it was actually you. Are you completely crazy?
Why should you have everything? You didn't deserve him anyway. I would have given him the world.
But before she could finish, Mom leapt forward and slapped her hard.
You've had this coming for a long time. Come, Hermione, we aren't staying here another minute.
We packed our bags and checked into a hotel for a few days. We decided that the first thing we had to do was track down Dad. Mom started calling up their mutual contacts, and luckily, we found out soon that Dad lived in another city now, and that he owned a $1 million company. My dad was a millionaire? The very next day, we flew over and showed up at his company. Mom asked me to wait outside while she went to talk to him in his office. Half an hour later, Mom called me, excitedly. As soon as Dad saw me, he hugged me tight.
I can't believe you're my daughter. This is a lot to take in. I'm so sorry for leaving. I should have been there for you. I never should have believed your aunt's lies. I never want to spend another minute without you both.
He then showed us a picture of Mom in his wallet and said he'd never gotten married because he'd never loved anyone the same way again. Soon after we moved in with Dad, I planned a wedding for my parents. Because they never got the chance earlier, I decided to personally invite Aunt, so I went to her place.
Come begging for a place to stay again, haven't you?
I handed her the wedding card. I'm rich enough to buy your house now, but that's not why I'm here. The wedding is next week. You and your daughter can come to witness that true love can't be separated, but evil people always end up alone in a big house. You are the best example. I walked out, and I never saw her again. I was my mom's bridesmaid at the wedding, and it was the happiest moment of my life to see her get everything she truly deserved. And now, I'm living my best life with my family.
Hi, I'm Kate from New York, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe. I was born to the CEOs of a multi-million-dollar aerospace company. I grew up with everything a kid could want, and then some. But I was practically raised by my nannies. Since my parents were always busy, they tried to make time for me. But I didn't really have their attention, and I craved it. I think that's why I was in such a hurry to start talking. I was forming my first words when I was only 1, and by the time I was 2, I could speak short sentences. And once I started talking properly, a rocket couldn't have stopped me.
How was your first day of school, honey?
Oh, it was so good. I felt kind of scared. But then the teacher with the black hair and the green eyes and the big ears came and took me to class. And my classroom is so nice and it's all yellow and there was 21. No, 20 kids. And they're all my friends. That's because I gave them all markers. And my first class was about alphabets, and it was boring. And then I saw a boy's butt crack, and I started laughing at it, and the teacher looked mad. But then...
Sweetie, that's lovely. Why don't you just eat your food?
Now I was at the best part, Daddy. Now I have to start again. Okay, so my first day of school. I just had this need to interact with people. I chatted to strangers in the park, at the grocery store, at the cinema. When my friends came over for playdates, I had tried to make them stay as long as I possibly could. But you haven't seen our basement yet. It's really cool, and I think it's haunted. And you still haven't met my imaginary friends. Okay, how about I show you my magic tricks? I even talked to people in my sleep. My parents found me exhausting, and soon my teachers started complaining about my disruptive behavior in class. I was tested for ADHD, but there wasn't anything wrong with me.
She's very bright and just seeks attention a little more than other kids. It's not uncommon in an only child, and she'll grow out of it. Do you spend quality time with her?
Well, we try.
But we're very, very busy.
The doctor recommended some activities we could do together every day, but of course my parents couldn't keep up. Then one day, when I was 8, my whole life changed. I got home from school to find my parents in the living room with a beautiful older girl who didn't look very happy.
Kate, we have some exciting news. Come meet Lola. She's 11 and she's your new sister.
She's my sister? But I didn't see your tummy growing. Mom, where does she come from? Why's she so big? Why's her hair red? What?
Honey, she's our employee's daughter and we've adopted her. I'll explain to you later what that means. Why don't you say hello and show her to her room?
Lola still hadn't spoken a word, but I talked nonstop as I took her hand and led her away. And then she shut my mouth with a huge ice cream. She didn't even come down for dinner later. My parents said she just needed time to adjust and I should give her space. I tried really hard, but I just couldn't fall asleep and crept into her room. I quietly opened the door and found her sitting next to a carton, crying. Lola, what's wrong?
Nothing. I was just looking at some old things and it made me sad.
Ooh, space boots.
My dad got them for me when I was your age. I always wanted to be an astronaut.
Well, you should. It'll be so cool.
Yeah, but my dad won't be there to see me become one.
As the tears rolled down her cheeks, I suddenly hugged her tight and she didn't push me away. I'll be there to see you take off on a rocket. I'll always be there for you, Lola. Lola smiled, then suddenly hopped onto the armchair and held out a hand to me.
Want to take a closer look at the Milky Way? Welcome aboard the North Star Express.
We imagined flying through the universe, dodging meteors and alien spaceships, and it was the best night of my life. And I quickly grew to love Lola. She had long red hair that she let me braid as much as I wanted. She'd play with me whenever I asked, even if she was in the middle of something. And soon, I became as obsessed with everything space-related as she was. Lola was an excellent student too, and she helped me with my studies. But my teacher still complained about my behavior, and Lola had a solution for that too.
I used to get really scared of making speeches in class, so my dad showed me a trick. I'd hold on to a penny so I could channel all my fear into it. It totally works. So whenever you feel the urge to talk during lessons, just hold on to this and channel all your energy into it and save all your stories for me.
My parents were so proud of my progress, and they adored Lola. Life seemed perfect. But then Lola started high school, and everything started changing. She cut her beautiful hair short and changed her wardrobe. And when I asked her to do something with me, she always had an excuse.
I have a club meeting after school. I'm meeting up with a couple of friends. I have a paper to finish. Sorry.
On the weekends, she started interning at my parents' company, and we spent no time together. But the perfect opportunity came on my 13th birthday, when my parents gifted me tickets to an amazing space park and even arranged a hotel stay for me and Lola. I'd barely seen her at home lately, so the next day at school, I ran over to her at recess. Hey Lola, guess what we're doing on my birthday? We're going to Space World, and we'll have the whole weekend to ourselves. Woohoo!
This weekend? I completely forgot it was your birthday. I am going to a concert with my friends.
What do you mean? It's my birthday. Birthday.
Well, we can do it another weekend.
But how could you forget? If you won't come to Space World, then at least take me to the concert with you.
No way! No toddlers allowed!
Of course I'm not bringing her.
We always spend our birthdays together. Lola, what's wrong with you? You've changed so much. And now...
Will you stop being a baby? The universe doesn't revolve around you. I have a life and it doesn't have to include you all the time. Why can't you make friends of your own? You're being annoying.
Lola had never spoken to me that way before, and I ran off before she could see my tears. I hid in the janitor's closet and was crying my eyes out when suddenly I jumped out of my skin. A boy from my class, Jamie, was sitting on a bucket and casually eating his lunch. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
I'm crying. Can't you see?
I'm eating a sandwich, can't you see? Do you want one?
This is really not a good sandwich.
Oh, I know that. And I have to eat 2 every day. My sister never eats her lunch because she hates it. And I don't want to hurt Mom's feelings.
But why are you hiding in the closet? Aren't you one of the cool skateboarding kids?
Yeah, but I like being alone sometimes. I have 3 older sisters, and the youngest one who practically lives in my room. She's so annoying.
My house is almost empty, and my sister's too busy for me. She's like you. I guess she finds me annoying now.
Yeah. So how about you back off a bit? And dude, your house sounds like heaven.
Jamie and I became friends that day, and soon I started inviting him over. We play video games and have catching fish matches. He even taught me how to skate. And maybe he was right. I just needed to give Lola some space to fix things between us, except they got so much worse. Over a few months, Lola changed into this person I no longer recognized. She suddenly ended the internship, saying she didn't want to work at my parents' company anymore. One day, I walked past her room to see that she'd torn down her Neil Armstrong poster and replaced it with Justin Bieber. She was never home for dinner because she was out with her friends, and even her grades began to suffer. Late one night in 9th grade, when my parents were away, I woke up to some sound and spotted Lola outside in the garden kissing a strange boy. I sneaked out to get a closer look, but then they both climbed onto his bike and left. I hopped onto my skateboard and rode fast to keep up. And to my surprise, they ended up outside my parents' company and then started putting on ski masks and gloves.
We don't have a lot of time. The security guards will be coming by in an hour. I'll get you into the system, and you have to make sure the software is completely wrecked. Okay?
Are you sure about this?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, just checking. It'll only take me 30 minutes, babe.
Hold it! What do you think you're doing, Lola?
Kate, did you follow me here?
Yeah, and good thing I did. Are you insane? Why are you planning on wrecking our parents' software?
Your parents are not my parents, and there are things you won't understand.
I'm not a kid anymore, so try me.
You wouldn't believe me if I did, but trust me, your parents deserve this.
After adopting you and raising you as their own kid?
They only adopted me to be your companion. They were too busy to deal with you themselves, so they dumped you on me.
That's what I am, a burden you got dumped with. I thought I was your sister, and you've been my everything. I've always looked up to you, and now I don't even know who you are.
I didn't ask you to make me your role model, and you're right. You don't know me, and you don't even know your parents.
What do you mean? Please, Lola, let's just go home and talk, okay? I'm not letting you into that building anyway. I'll call security myself this minute if you try. Lola looked furious, then took her boyfriend's hand and left with him. Feeling shaken, I was riding back on my skateboard when I missed a speed bump and went flying. My head hit the ground and everything went black. When I woke up, I was in the hospital with my parents, Lola and Jamie in the room.
Oh, thank God you're finally awake.
We still can't believe that you went out riding alone so late at night. If Lola hadn't found you.
I looked over at Lola, sitting with her head hanging, and then she quietly left. I was discharged soon from the hospital, and I knew I just had to talk to Lola soon. But the next morning, when I went to her room, she was gone. My parents reported her missing to the police, and they searched high and low, but it seemed like she just vanished. Mom, Dad, why do you think she was so mad at you guys? You must have some idea.
Sweetheart, we don't know really.
We'll find her, and whatever it is, we'll fix it.
But months went by with no news, and I almost gave up hope. I even shut out Jamie, and my grades were falling rapidly. I just wanted to know if my sister was okay. One rainy day, I was walking out of a coffee shop when I spotted a girl with red hair getting onto a bus, and she turned her face just a little. Lola! I started running after the bus, calling her name, but it just kept going faster. Suddenly, I slipped on a puddle and landed on the pavement. I looked up to see the bus getting smaller in the distance, and my heart broke all over again. Just then, someone helped me up. It was Jamie. He pulled me into a hug and I cried like a baby.
The girl on the bus that wasn't Lola. I got off that same bus and I saw her too. It wasn't her.
Do you think Lola's okay?
Yeah, I think so. She's almost a grown-up, Kate. You can't find her because she doesn't want to be found yet. Till then, you can have all 4 of my sisters.
I started hanging out with Jamie again, and slowly, I started getting better. By the time we graduated high school, we'd started dating. I began my degree in astrophysics because I still wanted to be an astronaut, just like Lola and I had dreamt. My parents asked me to visit them one weekend at their office. And when I entered, I was completely shocked to see Lola inside. She looked thinner, but as beautiful as always.
Kate, we were waiting for you to start. Lola is here because she's suing our company.
What? Why?
Because your parents are responsible for what happened to my dad.
What?
When I started working as an intern here, I wanted to know more about Dad's accident at work. I looked into his records and realized that he'd been working 80 hours a week. Sometimes he'd work both day and night shifts. I'd hardly see him at home. Because you guys worked him so hard, you caused his heart attack.
Lola, he never mentioned any medical condition in his records, and he requested to work overtime for extra money. It was his choice.
But it's way beyond the legal limit, and you should have never allowed it.
My parents stepped out of the room with their lawyer while my head was still spinning. When they returned moments later, my dad spoke.
We don't want to fight our daughter, and you're right, Lola. We never should have allowed that. We didn't realize the toll it might take on him. We'll pay whatever damages you've demanded with our deepest apologies. And we can't replace your dad, but you will always have a family to come to if you want it.
Lola teared up and left the room wordlessly, and I followed. No! You don't get to do that again. You're gonna leave without even speaking to me? If only you talked before.
I was so angry. I felt rage every time I thought about my dad and the life I never got to have with him. I don't want your parents' money. I just wanted to make them suffer. But I can see I've already done that. Maybe it was nobody's fault.
Just come home, please.
I can't, but I'll make plans to see you in a few days. I promise.
And she kept her word when she met me at a cafe a week later with a beautiful red-haired baby. Is this your daughter? Lola then told me that she'd moved to another town with her boyfriend, who she was still happily with, and she'd put herself through community college to study engineering and had also been working on the side.
I was so driven to save up for a lawyer to fight your parents, and I've caused everyone so much pain. Most of all you. I am so sorry.
You were in pain yourself, Lola. Just come back and be an astronaut with me.
I don't think that's my dream anymore, Kate. It hasn't been for a while. But I'm so proud that you're pursuing yours, and I'll be there to see you take off on a rocket, and I'll always be a part of your life.
People call me the Queen of Entertainment, a famous pop icon, a musical superstar. You can take your pick. As for me, I like to be called the Queen of Hearts. Hi, I'm Verosica Mayday, and I'm from Florida to overachiever parents who were super successful in their careers. Right. Since I was a toddler, I loved to sing. Mom would sing me lullabies, and I'd sing along with her.
You have a beautiful voice, my baby. Just like an angel.
I'm not so sure I didn't get selected for the school choir.
Don't let that dishearten you, sweetheart, and have confidence in your talent. I'm sure you're meant for great things.
Although I loved singing, I was also fascinated by theater and acting. I performed on stage for the first time when I was 8 in a musical named Annie.
Are you nervous, Vero?
No, not at all. In fact, I can't wait to set the stage on fire. And I did just that. That musical was a great success, and it marked the beginning of my musical theater journey. After that, I performed in so many other local productions like Beauty and the Beast and The Wizard of Oz. Life was going smoothly, but then my parents got separated. I felt devastated for a while, but thank God I had my pet dogs to keep me going through the tough phase. Just so you know, I have 10 rescue pups. One of them is named Sirius Black. Yeah, I'm quite obsessed with Harry Potter. But then, aren't we all? So, by the time I turned 14, I decided I'd acted enough and now wanted to make a career in singing. I packed my bags and moved to Los Angeles to meet my managers. Guys, I think I want to make an R&B album.
That's a hell of a goal, but who do you think's gonna buy a 14-year-old's R&B album?
Well, that kind of made sense. So I went back to Florida and decided to focus on theater. For the time being, then when I was 15, I got chosen from among thousands of girls to play one of the main characters in a Broadway musical called 13, for which I later bagged a prestigious award. By this time, I had moved to New York, so I was missing school a lot. Mom, I want to continue performing. But what about studies? I want to finish high school at least.
Don't worry, sweetheart. Your school has agreed to send study material so you don't miss out on your studies.
That was pretty cool. I was studying and focusing on my career, even though I was miles away from home. Then in 2009, I bagged the role of an adorable goofball named Cat Valentine in the famous Nickelodeon TV show named Victorious. Since the show was set in a performing arts school, it gave me an opportunity to showcase my acting as well as my singing abilities on a national platform. Thanks to the show, I was suddenly a teen idol.
So, Verosica, what's next? Are you looking at a career in Hollywood?
To be honest, acting is fun, but music has always been first and foremost with me. I was determined to give singing a shot, so I kept uploading my videos on YouTube, where I sang covers of songs by Adele, Mariah Carey, and Whitney Houston. Meanwhile, the second season of Victorious premiered in 2011 to 6.2 million viewers, becoming the highest-rated episode of the show. Victorious ran for 3 seasons until it was finally wrapped up in 2013. Then one day I got the most unexpected call.
Hello, Verosica. I'm Monte Lipman, CEO of Republic Records. I saw your YouTube videos, and I want to sign you up for the label. Are you interested?
Yeah, of course. I'd love that. I put down my phone and did a little happy dance. My music career was finally taking off. The next 3 years, I focused completely on my vocals and singing and collaborated with many contemporary artists. The result was my first album, Yours Truly, that debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 Albums chart, and it sold 138,000 copies in its first week. After that, there was no looking back for me. Today, I've sold over 85 million records worldwide, broke 27 Guinness World Records as a singer, bagged 2 Grammys, and was listed among the 100 most influential persons in the world by Time magazine. So, friends, I hope my story inspires you to never give up on your dreams. Since miracles happen, just believe in yourself. Because if you don't, who else will?
Hello, I'm Belle from France. Please like and subscribe. Ever since I was born, I've had a mortal enemy, my sister, Jolie. She's selfish and only wants our parents all to herself. She looks like an angel with her blonde hair and blue eyes, and they think she can do no wrong. Only I know that she's actually a devil in disguise. Once, when I was 5 years old, I spent hours organizing my toys in my room, and suddenly Jolie came in and knocked everything over.
Why did you do that, witch?
Why did you do that, witch?
Stop that!
Stop that!
I hate you, Jolie.
You're the best. Jolie?
I pushed her to the ground and she screamed like crazy. Then she slapped herself in the face. When our parents rushed in, she started crying.
I tripped over Bella's toys, and I said I was really, really sorry. But look, she hit me.
No, I didn't. She hit herself.
Stop lying! Bella, why would she do that? Is she crazy?
Yes, that's right. And my parents punished me by not letting me go outside to play for 2 weeks. My parents were so blind. Jolie isn't just the perfect, beautiful example. She also has a cheerful personality in front of everyone, which makes her the family favorite. That means she always gets more compliments and better gifts. On Bastille Day, we had a dinner party at home, and as soon as I stepped out of my room, I slipped and fell into a puddle of chocolate sauce. When I ran down the stairs in anger, everyone looked at me in surprise. But no one was more shocked than Jolie.
Oh, poor Bella, what happened to your beautiful dress? Is that mud or poop?
You know what it is, Jolie. You did this.
Me? I've been here all this time? And why would I do that?
Please stop blaming your sister for everything. Just come now. It's time for family portraits.
And in all the photos, everyone was gathered around Jolie while I stood off to the side in my ugly dress. I felt so sad and snuck outside. No one would notice me anyway. As I was angrily kicking the dirt, I suddenly froze when someone spoke behind me.
Having a bad day?
I turned around and saw a beautiful girl, but her hair seemed a bit off.
Yeah, I am. My sister ruins everything for me and no one even sees it.
Siblings are the worst. I hate my sister. Mom lets her get away with everything.
Her name was Charlotte, and she had just moved to our neighborhood. We instantly bonded. As I was about to leave, I suddenly turned back.
Why is your hair like that?
Oh, my mom loves my hair, so I chopped it off just to annoy her.
Oh, wow. She was so bold. And we both grinned. I already liked this girl. And just like Charlotte told me, I put a snake under Jolie's bed. She was terrified and couldn't sleep for days. From that day on, Charlotte and I became best friends. She went to the same school as me, and having her around made my life so much better. Even Jolie didn't have the same charm over her.
Sure, she's pretty, but you've got a great personality.
That's what you say to someone who's not pretty. Charlotte.
You didn't let me finish. You're smarter and cooler, and I think that makes you prettier than her.
Now you're just lying to make me feel better?
It was great hearing things like that. But I didn't really trust Charlotte, even though she was my friend. The 2 best years of my life were when Jolie went to high school, but soon enough I had to go there with her. I begged my parents to let me go somewhere else, but they completely ignored me.
You guys going to the same school is easier for me. Julie never complains. You could learn something from her?
And she'll help you find your way around the new campus. Right, Julie?
Of course, Daddy. Haven't I always taken care of Bella?
But on the first day of school, she sped off in the car, leaving me behind, so I had to take the bus. When we met at the stairs, she seriously warned me.
Listen to me, idiot. I want you to stay away from my friends and my hot boys at my school. Don't come near me. Don't even look at me. I don't want anyone knowing my sister is from Planet Loser.
As if I want anyone thinking I'm related to the Queen of Planet Bimbo.
Oh, don't worry. No one will be thinking about you.
Then she ran off to join the other pretty girls. Ugh, I hate this place so much. But I was still grateful to have Charlotte by my side. The very next day, as I was walking down the hallway, I accidentally bumped into a guy. We both fell down. He helped me up, and I couldn't help but notice that he was really cute. I definitely needed to find out more about him. But that night, as I was sleeping, Jolie burst into my room with an angry look on her face.
Wake up, ugly! Tell me why you were talking to Alain.
Gosh, you're such a psycho. And who's Alain?
That guy you were flirting with by the lockers.
Oh, him. Why are you so interested?
Because that boy is mine?
Are you two dating?
Well, not technically, we're really good friends, but he's about to ask me out any day. See, I even got a tattoo with his name.
Why are you so lame? He's not even your boyfriend yet.
You know what everyone likes, especially boys? Confidence. I'm completely sure he will be my boyfriend, so stay away from him.
Julia was really intense when she talked about him, which made me curious about how close they actually were. So, while she was in the shower, I sneaked a look at her phone, and it was worse than I thought. She was completely obsessed with him. Her phone was full of pictures of him, including one of them with 2 random kids captioned, "Our perfect family." Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe Julia could be this crazy. And aside from her obsession with Alain, it seemed like she really enjoyed writing all sorts of rumors and nasty comments about her friends. Just then, I heard Julia's footsteps coming out of the bathroom, and I bolted out of her room like a bullet. A few days later was my 18th birthday, and the only plan I had was a movie night with Charlotte. But when we got home, I was shocked to find my parents, Julia, and others throwing a surprise party for me.
What? You guys threw me a surprise birthday party?
Oh, it was all Julia idea.
Looking around, I noticed that none of my classmates were there. It was just people Julia knew, including Alain.
Where are my friends?
What friends? Charlotte. Here, isn't she? I thought it would be a really lame party with one friend, so I invited mine.
So sweet of you, Julia.
No, it's not. You basically just threw a party for yourself.
Stop being such a crybaby, will you? The cake's got your name on it.
I saw her friends giggling, and then they turned up the music really loud and started dancing. I went upstairs and grabbed the phone on Julia's bed. I unplugged the cord, and the music suddenly stopped.
Everyone, listen up. Since you're all gathered here, I think it's time I let you know what your wonderful friend Julia really thinks about you.
She went pale when she saw the phone in my hand, and I projected it onto the TV screen. She chased me around the room to get the phone back, and we ended up in a heap on the floor. At that moment, Alain's eyes widened as he saw all the things about him, and the rest of her friends were glaring at her. Suddenly, they all walked out, and she turned back to lunge at me again.
How could she? You do something so horrible!
You're shocked after all the horrible things you've always done to me.
My parents rushed in and pulled us apart. As Julia ran to her room, they followed after her. I stood up and grinned at Charlotte.
That was epic, wasn't it?
No, Bella, that was horrible.
What do you mean? Julia totally deserved it. I didn't make up those things. She wrote them.
But you're the person who took her diary and then read it out loud in front of everyone.
Wouldn't you do the same thing to your sister?
Heck no. Yeah, we fight a lot, but I would never stoop this low.
I can't believe you're mad at me.
More like really disappointed.
I couldn't believe she was mad at me. As she walked away, her words felt like a slap in the face. And then I just felt angry. Julia had never been good to me, so I didn't have to feel bad about getting my revenge. In fact, I decided to keep going with it. The next day, I went shopping and bought the nicest clothes I could afford and some new makeup. I took my time getting ready for school, and I looked amazing. Julia's jaw dropped when I came downstairs.
Oh, wow. Bella 18 looks good on you.
Thanks, Mom.
There was one more thing I needed to learn from Julia. Confidence. So after recess, I took a deep breath and walked over to the table where Julia's friends were sitting.
Hi, everyone. I'm sitting here today.
What makes you think you're gonna do that?
You were all there last night, right? Aren't you glad I showed you Julia's true face?
Well, that's true. I guess you can sit. What's with the makeover?
Well, it is my birthday.
Does that mean we owe you a cake?
Sure, why not?
And just like that, I started hanging out with Julia's old friends, which clearly made her really angry. Charlotte was still avoiding me, but at least I wasn't alone. I got a taste of what it was like to be Julia, and I liked it. Then one day, Alain came and sat next to me in the library.
Hey, Bella. I just wanted to say what you did at that birthday party was cool. Who knew Julia had such a mean streak? And also the stuff she wrote about me. That was just creepy. I almost asked her out, can you imagine? So I was wondering, maybe you and I could hang out tonight.
The guy she liked was almost about to ask me out. It felt great, and we exchanged Facebook contacts. Just then, Charlotte walked by and didn't even acknowledge me, and I went after her.
So what? You're never going to talk to me again?
I don't even know who you are now. Oh, wait, I do. You're Julia's clone. You look like her. Hang out with her friends. Go after the guy she wants.
You know what, Charlotte? It's easy for you to be judged because you don't know what it's like to be compared your entire life to a sister who the world thinks is perfect.
I never thought that. But that doesn't count, right? And don't blame the world. You just see yourself as Julia's sister. You compare yourself to her the most. Give me a call when you decide to be yourself again. Because I liked that person.
I felt sad because I realized I had lost myself, and Charlotte didn't like who I had become. Later, when it was time for my date with Alain, I was about to text him to cancel, but he was already standing outside the gate. Oh no, I didn't want Julia to see him there, but as I rushed out, I saw her with him, and she was kissing him, but Alain pushed her away.
What are you doing, Julia?
Babe, I know you like me and you were gonna ask me out.
Yeah, that was before I found out how obsessed you are with me. You were hot when you were playing hard to get, but not anymore.
Alain, I was there for you when your parents got divorced. We've been friends for so long. Are you really gonna be this way with me? Why are you even here then?
I'm here for your sister, who is much cooler than you. So please get a life and leave me alone.
I had never heard anyone talk to Julia like that before, and she was clearly hurt by those words.
Alain, don't talk to her like that.
Save it, Bella. The last thing I need is you defending me.
Yeah, why are you defending her now after you exposed her, babe? And thank God for that. I almost went out with a desperate loser.
That is enough! No one gets to be mean to my sister other than me! Jerk!
I was so upset that I kicked him, knocking him to the ground. He yelled in pain, and I took Julia inside the house.
You didn't have to do that.
Yes, I did. Listen, Julia, I was already about to cancel the date with him. I'm sorry, okay? Shinloi being guy home Joe and your friends, and trying to steal the guy you liked.
It looks like you did me a favor there.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Can't we just give up our dumb fighting already? I don't like who I'm turning into. You're my sister and we don't have to like each other, but I don't want to hate you either. Yeah, I guess we could try that. Good. I gotta go see Charlotte.
As I was running off, Julia suddenly said,
You know, Charlotte likes you, right?
Not right now, she doesn't.
No, stupid. I mean, she likes to you.
I stared at her in shock. Could it be?
I think you're wrong.
I'm not. I know these things. Why else would anyone think you're prettier than me? It's the only explanation. Charlotte likes you.
For the first time ever. You're sisters, right? Shocking, but it's true.
I turned around to see Charlotte standing behind me, smiling. I could feel myself turning reduced. I ran to her and we hugged.
Charlotte and Bella sitting on a tree KISS.
Shut up, Julia. Let's get out of here.
Hi, I'm Wednesday from Scotland, and this is my wacky Halloween story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I had an awesome childhood. My dad loved me to pieces. I never got stuck in one hobby for too long because he was always willing to pay for the best classes and gear. Life was good, but there was one problem. My dad ran a funeral home and the other kids at school thought I was a total creep and a freak.
I heard Dracula buys his beds from Wednesday.
Is that why you're so weird? Are you like possessed or something?
Nah, but it looks like you're being controlled by my cat's poop. And all those thoughts made it so I didn't have any friends. But when I was in 10th grade, a crazy twist changed my life completely. My dad's sister, Aunt Mary, came to live with us. And she was the most fabulous-looking woman I'd ever seen. She had a daughter my age, and I was super excited because I thought I was finally gonna get my first friend. But she took one look at me and wrinkled her nose like I was cat poop.
What are you wearing? You look poor.
Unfortunately, Enid instantly became the most popular girl in school. And just like that, my chance was over. It was weird that nobody cared she also lived in the house with a funeral home in the basement. Aunt Mary was a famous fashion influencer on social media, so Enid thought she was qualified to rate people's outfits every day at school.
572. Minus.
Who made you fashion police?
You should be arrested for that crime against fashion.
I walked past her barking and went to dance class. But when I got back to the girls' locker room, my clothes were gone. Turns out Enid snuck in, stole them, and was about to throw them on the grill.
Trust me, I'm doing you a favor.
And she started turning on the grill. You've gone too far, you witch! I tackled her to the ground and pulled her hair. We fought like cats till the teachers pulled us apart and took us to the principal's office, where we were given 2 weeks of detention. At home, Aunt Mary blamed me for everything.
It's not your fault, Gomez. This is what happens to motherless girls.
I tried to make up for that mistake.
By spoiling her rotten. She's really impulsive and can't stick to one hobby. The house is filled with stuff she's only used once. It's probably worth a fortune, and she doesn't appreciate any of it. That's why she's starting fights with Enid, who was just trying to help.
Maybe you're right. But what should I do? I was really stressed running the funeral home.
But I'm here now. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Mary. Here, buy whatever you need.
I couldn't believe he gave Aunt Mary all the money my family had. Did he think something was wrong with me too?
Your dynasty has fallen, little princess. Now Mom and I are the queens here.
No, Dad loves me and he'll see right through you two. In reality, Dad seemed blind to everything. Things at home just got worse. I came home one day to find all my things boxed up in the living room.
The room was way too big for you. It was really a waste, so I decided to turn it into a closet space.
What the heck? So tonight I have to fight for a spot to sleep with my cat?
Our basement still has plenty of space.
Dad won't allow this. You've overstayed your welcome, Aunt Mary. I'll have him kick you out of the house. But instead, Dad accused me of being selfish and not welcoming aunt and cousin like I should have. I was completely heartbroken. It made me wish Mom was here right now. Things were already grim at home. But a week later, I was rushing to the cafeteria to get the last slice of pizza when a boy beat me to it. Hey, you must be new here? That's actually mine. The lunch lady must have forgotten to leave a note.
It's probably on another slice.
What a jerk! I had to settle for a gross sandwich. Ugh! The pizza thief's name was Tyler, and he had recently transferred from New York. He was super rich, but I suspected he was some kind of robot because the dude never changed his expression. But the girls were going crazy over his good looks.
His style is on point. He's so mysterious and dashing.
I mean, yeah, he was cute, but the guy hardly ever said 2 words. A few days before Halloween, Enid announced she was throwing a party and that there would be a prize for the best costume. I was planning on staying in my dusty, spider-infested attic bedroom, but then I heard Tyler would be there, so I spent hours coming up with the perfect outfit. But when I finally came out of my closet, I got the biggest shock. The party didn't have a horror theme at all. Everyone was dressed up like models and the Kardashians. I looked totally out of place.
Oh my god, Wednesday came dressed as the ghost that's possessing her.
It's Vampire F to Werewolf, you idiot.
Oh, what a lame outfit.
Yeah, you'd know all about lame since you threw a lame party. What a snooze fest.
Do you think you can do better, freak?
You wouldn't know an awesome Halloween party if it bit you on the butt. Where are the bats, the witches, the skeletons? Where's the scary stuff?
We're not crazy like you, and I throw classy parties, but I'm not scared of anything.
Oh, I think you are. If you're so brave, spend 2 hours at the Roslin mansion with me. First one to come out crying will be the other's personal assistant for a month.
What's the Roslin mansion?
I jumped in surprise. Tyler was so close. I could feel his eyes on me, and it made my heart flutter in my chest.
It's the most haunted place in Scotland. It was abandoned years ago after the place burned down in a freak fire.
Sounds cool.
I was terrified of the place, and I was sure Enid was gonna chicken out. But to my shock, she said,
"You're on."
Everyone got to the Roslin mansion, and my heart sank into my belly. The place was spookier at night. Tyler was going to time the dare, and the others waited around making bets on who would win.
This is where you can live. Once Mom and I have you kicked out. Ugh.
She was trying to get in my head. I hated her so much. I walked to the house on jelly legs, imagining all sorts of horrors inside. I stood in the front hall, my heart hammering in my throat. The whole place was creepy, windy, and cold. Goosebumps broke out on my skin. Suddenly, Enid pushed me right then.
Go on upstairs. You wanted an adventure.
Shut up, Enid. Let's just stand in one place for 2 hours.
I thought you wanted a spooky Halloween. Go find a ghost boyfriend or something. You won't ever get a live boy to date anyway.
What is your problem? Why are you so mean to me?
Because you're a walking eyesore. Nobody wants you at home. Uncle only gave you everything because he feels sorry that your mom left you. Just get lost already.
You are the worst, Enid. You can't treat people like this.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't push me. Suddenly, we heard a deep voice behind us.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.
I jumped out of my skin in fright. and Enid ran out of the house screaming like a banshee. But there was no monster. The ghost of my imagination was a homeless man with a koala nose. You scared the living daylights out of me, and you made Enid nearly pee her pants on the way out.
My apologies. You live at that funeral home, right?
Dude, you live in a haunted house. You don't get to judge.
Oh, no. I see you around town. I hear your aunt moved in with you. What's she like? Does she have a lot of money? Did she buy you this awesome costume?
Okay, you're officially freaking me out. If you don't want me to call the cops, you better buzz off. The homeless man left me alone, and 2 hours later I walked out of the mansion in triumph. Enid's face was scrunched up as if someone had farted under her nose.
That was cool. You're very brave.
School life changed completely. Now I was the popular girl, and Enid was my personal assistant. And it was awesome. I made her cut all my sandwiches into small pieces so I could eat it with a fork. I made her do all of my homework in disappearing ink, then made her do it again. And I even suggested that my pets poop a lot to give Enid more work. I had her running errands around campus in a dog costume. It was hilarious. But when I asked her to clean out my locker, she put her foot down.
No, absolutely not. I'm wearing vintage Chanel.
Then wear this hoodie. It's Walmart.
You're taking things too far. This is just cruel. I quit.
Maybe I had taken things a bit too far, but I wasn't sorry. One day on my way home, I saw the homeless man from the mansion snooping around our street. I chased him to the park, but he got away from me. But when I turned back to go home, I saw the most amazing thing. Tyler was rolling around on the grass with a cute puppy licking his face, and he was laughing. The sight set butterflies loose in my stomach. The dog playfully ripped the hoodie he was wearing, and it fell right off. Oh my God! But as soon as he saw me, his expression became robotic again.
What the heck?
Is this your dog?
Yeah, his name is Bruce.
Cool. Oh, good dog. Bruce was such a lovable puppy. I rubbed his belly, but then Tyler said it was time to go. But before he did, he picked the grass from my hair. His face was close, and I could see just how green his eyes were and then he just left. He was super weird, but really cute. The next day at school, he brought me a whole pizza for lunch. Hey, thanks. What are you doing today? Maybe you and Bruce can come over after school?
Sure, I think he really likes you.
Only him, or... He didn't answer. He turned around, face expressionless, and walked away. I was thinking about why he was the way he was when someone knocked my pizza to the floor.
You don't need the extra carbs. What kind of witch magic have you done on Tyler?
It's called human decency. You wouldn't know anything about it.
No way is someone as cool as him into a loser like you. You're definitely up to something, and I'll get to the bottom of it.
I ignored her. I hated going home these days, but I was looking forward to Tyler coming over with Bruce. We played with Bruce in the garden, and Tyler became a completely different person. I felt my heart beating fast when he looked at me. What's your deal? You're like RoboCop with the rest of us. And with Bruce, you finally start acting human.
I'm not good at making friends with humans. They lie and cheat. Animals are loyal, and they don't want a lot from you.
I know what you mean. I've never had friends either.
I thought you were popular in school. People hang out with you all the time.
Yeah, but they're not my friends. They still call me a freak behind my back because my dad runs a funeral home.
What's wrong with that?
I know, right? You're pretty cool, Tyler.
Call me Ty.
And he came closer when suddenly lights blinded me, and we were surrounded by the police.
Hands up!
What the heck is going on? I watched in horror as the police went inside the house and pulled Enid and Aunt Mary out. They were struggling and screaming and cursing their heads off. And Dad was coming behind them looking confused. Then a man in a suit walked over, and I recognized him. He was the homeless man.
Special Agent Curry, we've been following these criminals across 3 states.
Criminals? You must be mistaken. This is my sister and my niece.
Also known as Sticky Fingers Mary and Dastardly Enid. They have stolen from several banks and rich men, and I have a warrant for their arrest.
You'll never find the money. Never!
All of a sudden, Bruce jumped forward and dug his teeth inside Aunt Mary's fur coat.
Heck, let go, you dirty mutt!
But the coat ripped and money started pouring out of its lining.
I can't go to jail, Mommy. I'm too pretty to go to jail.
Dad was shocked. He turned to me looking completely confused.
What have I done? I trusted them completely.
I was still mad at Dad for trusting Aunt Mary over me. But he didn't deserve to go under a mountain of debt because of all the money they'd probably spent or stolen. We'll be fine, Dad. I'm sure Agent Curry can talk to the banks and we can get our money back.
I don't care about the money. I let them treat you horribly because they convinced me you were spoiled. Can you ever forgive me?
Of course I can, Dad. I love you the most. I hugged him tight. I finally had my home and my dad back. Life was going back to normal. Bruce barked, and I saw Tyler standing at the edge of the garden. Well, better than normal.
You were awesome, boy! Who's a clever dog? You're a clever dog?
I trained him, you know.
Then I owe you my eternal thanks. So I leaned up and kissed him, and he kissed me back, and it was perfect. So I learned that crime doesn't pay. Tell us about your most hilarious Halloween costumes in the comments. Hi, I'm Melody from New York. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my amazing single mom, who had a tough time raising me on her own. As I grew older, I was determined to work hard and give her a good life one day. I got into a great high school on full scholarship and helped her out by waitressing on weekends. One evening, I was dashing like crazy at the subway station. I was so late for my shift. Suddenly, I bumped straight into someone, but I just shouted an apology and ran off to my train. Just as I was about to get on, someone gently took my hand. I turned around to see the most gorgeous boy ever.
Hey, you dropped this!
He placed something in my hand and I gasped. It was my bracelet.
Thank you so much. I would have been devastated if I had lost this. I'm so glad I found you. No, you found me. I mean the bracelet.
His smile went all the way up to his warm brown eyes.
You're welcome. Do you think we could maybe?
Just then, the door started closing and I shouted,
Sorry, gotta go!
As the train pulled away, I felt like such an idiot. I didn't even ask for his name. For the next couple of months, I kept hoping I'd bump into him on the way to work, but no such luck. Summer break was over, and I was really looking forward to seeing my best friend, Stella, who'd been away on vacation. We hugged excitedly, and she put her arm through mine as we walked to class.
There's so much I have to tell you. But first, did you ever find the train guy again?
No, it sounds stupid, Stella, but we had an instant connection. He almost asked me out, and now he just disappeared.
Melody, we'll hunt the whole city down till we find him. Now come on, let me introduce you to my new boyfriend, Levi.
She walked up to a tall guy, and when he turned around, my heart almost stopped. It was the freaking train guy. He didn't seem to recognize me as Stella introduced us, telling me how their dads were friends and they'd met on vacation. His family had recently moved to our town, so he'd joined our school. Now, of all the guys in the world, Stella had to meet him. The first class we had that day was English literature, and to my dismay, the teacher chose me and Levi to read out something from Shakespeare. I picked out a scene from Romeo and Juliet, but Levi muttered loudly,
Geez, kill me now.
What, you don't like it?
No, it's a story about two people who were so dumb I was happy when they died. It's so lame.
Oh, is that your expert opinion as a world-famous writer?
No, it's my expert opinion as someone with good taste. It's not romantic, it's stupid.
Dying for love is stupid?
The dumbest!
You have the emotional depth of a teaspoon.
At least I have a brain. But fine, you want me to be stupid, Romeo? I'll do it.
No, I don't want to now! I pulled the book away from him as he held on to it tight, and suddenly we both fell down, ripping it in half. Everyone was staring at us, and the teacher told us to go back to our seats. Ugh, this guy was so annoying. It wasn't a great start, but because of Stella, we both made an effort to be nicer. And I wanted to hate him, but I really couldn't. He was smart, funny, sweet. He was kind of perfect for Stella? Of course. Some months later, we had a big calculus assignment to work on. But when I went to the library, only Levi was there. He told me Stella wasn't feeling well, and I sat down awkwardly. As we got busy working, I suddenly noticed Levi looking at my notebook.
You're doing it the wrong way.
My answer's the same as yours.
But why use such a long method when there's a shortcut?
Because shortcuts lead to mistakes. He pulled his chair closer and started scribbling away. I could hardly focus. Gosh, he smelled so good.
There, done.
Okay, you're a genius. I'm calling it a day. I gathered my stuff and started to leave, but he followed me.
Have I offended you? Why does it always seem like you're mad at me?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Just tell me, Melody. Why are you angry at me?
Suddenly, the words just came spilling out. Because you didn't remember me.
Wait, what?
Nothing. It's nothing. I'll see you around. And with that, I ran off. Why did I have to say such a dumb thing? A few weeks later, we had the spring dance at school, and I accepted when a boy from class, Eric, asked me to go with him. I was actually having a pretty good time. And when I stopped to rest, Stella and Levi joined me.
That Eric seems like great boyfriend material, Melody?
Yeah, I guess he's nice.
But you're still hoping to find the train guy, right?
Oh my god, Stella, please, shut up.
Train guy?
Oh yeah, babe. This guy found Melody's bracelet at the train station, and they had this, electric romantic moment. But Melody laughed and never saw him again. She even tried looking for him, but nothing.
I just wanted to magically disappear from the most humiliating moment of my life. Eric came just then and whisked me off to the dance floor. The next day, I was just really distracted at work. I broke 2 glasses, knocked over a jug of water, and then I bumped into a waiter, sending food flying everywhere. I was pretty sure I'd be fired, but that night got even worse when I suddenly noticed my bracelet was gone. I broke down into tears, and the staff helped me look all around the kitchen. The manager even let me stay back and search the restaurant once the customers were gone, but I didn't find it anywhere. Feeling crushed, I finally left and walked straight into someone outside.
Hey, what's wrong?
My bracelet, it's gone! It's the last birthday gift my dad gave me! Levi pulled me into a hug and I buried my face in his shoulder. A minute later, he spoke.
A Melody? You mean this bracelet?
I stepped back to see him taking off the bracelet stuck to my coat. Gosh, I feel so stupid. Thank you, once again. And suddenly last evening came rushing back to me. Listen, I did tell Stella I met some guy, and I thought maybe we had something, but I was wrong. I've only ever thought of you as a friend since we met in school, and I don't like you that way, okay?
Well, that's disappointing.
Wait, what?
I would have looked for you myself, but I left town the next day. And when I saw you in school, I did remember you. Melody, I didn't say anything because what was the point? I'm with Stella, and I've tried so hard not to like you that way either, but it's not working.
He pulled me closer, and my heart was pounding. He leaned in to kiss me, but I snapped back to my senses. No, I can't do this to Stella! Please don't follow me! And with that, I ran. How could I even come this close? I really wasn't looking forward to seeing Levi in school, but I found his seat empty. Stella told me his dad was unwell, and Levi had to go back to his hometown to take care of business. I thought he'd be back soon. But days turned into weeks and then months. The school year ended, and one day during summer break, Stella called me to tell me she and Levi had broken up.
What? Why? The long-distance relationship made us realize we weren't that good together. I'm sure we can still be good friends, but that's all we'll be now.
I hardly knew what to say. I wanted to call him and ask him how he was doing, but I decided against it. A few weeks later at the restaurant, I walked over to a table to take someone's order, and I nearly fell back when I saw Levi sitting there. Levi, you're back. It's been so long.
Well, I'm here now. I guess you heard about me and Stella.
Yeah, sorry it didn't work out.
It was the right thing for both of us. Melody, do you think that maybe...
Just then, Eric walked in and kissed me on the cheek.
Babe, is your shift almost over? Oh, hey man, you're back.
Levi tried to hide his shock as he realized I was dating Eric now. He'd asked me out a week after the dance. Suddenly, he got up to leave.
I just remembered something important. I'll see you guys in school.
Gosh, we really had the worst timing. Some weeks later, on my 16th birthday, Eric turned up in a limo to take me to dinner. But when we got to this fancy restaurant, I was shocked to see my entire class there. It looked like he booked the whole place. But to top that, Eric jumped onto a chair, suddenly holding a mic.
Happy birthday to the most amazing girl. To show you how much you mean to me, I'm gonna embarrass myself now with this song I wrote for you.
He started singing and I couldn't stop laughing. He was ridiculous. Just then, the mic suddenly died, and everyone heard Levi saying,
"What a loser."
There was a pin-drop silence as everyone turned to him, and Eric was furious.
Dude, is there a problem?
Yeah, just one thing. I don't understand what Melody sees in you.
God, he was so rude. Before I could tell him off, Eric leapt forward and grabbed him by his collar. Levi pushed him back, and he ended up falling in the cake. He attacked Levi again, and they both went crashing into another table. Oh my God, stop it! Levi, what's wrong with you? I pulled him outside.
Your boyfriend attacked me first.
You deserved it. What's your problem with Eric?
He's so annoying and lame, but I guess you like that he's your Romeo.
I like him because he's sweet and caring.
And really rich.
I suddenly slapped him hard. Did you just call me a gold digger? Gosh, you're being such a jerk!
Wait, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, and I don't hate Eric. I just hate that I missed my chance with you again. I wished every day I followed you on that train and things could be different.
Oh, so what was I in the middle of all this? A mistake?
We turned around in horror to see Stella behind us.
So you did find your train guy, Melody, and all this time we were together, you two were in love. Were you secretly making out?
No, Stella, of course not.
Why should I believe you? You lied to my face for so long.
I tried to stop her from leaving, but she pushed me to the ground.
I'm done with both of you.
She stormed off furiously, and I just went back inside. This was a nightmare. The next few weeks were awful.
Stella refused to talk to me. I refused to talk to Levi, and everything was a mess. Then Stella didn't come to school for a couple of days, and I began to feel worried. I finally asked the teacher, and she told me Stella and her sister had been in an accident. Oh my God! I went straight to the hospital and found Stella in the waiting area. I rushed forward and hugged her tight, and she hugged me back.
I'm okay, but my sister's in surgery. I'm just so glad you're here, Melody.
I held her hand through it, and we were so relieved when the doctors told us she was going to be okay. We took a walk outside, and Stella turned to me.
Melody, how could you be so stupid? Why didn't you tell me Levi was the guy?
You would have hated me even if I had Stella. And it doesn't matter now. I'm with Eric.
Just listen to yourself, dummy. You're with Eric, but you're not in love with Eric.
I just ignored her. I wasn't hurting Eric now. I'd messed up things enough. A few weeks later, Eric was having a Christmas party at his place. When I came down all dressed up, Mom said a package had arrived for me. I opened it and gasped. There was a beautiful pair of earrings inside that perfectly matched my bracelet. A note fell out.
This was supposed to be your birthday present. I'm really sorry for everything, Melody. I'm leaving tonight, and I'll be transferring back to my old school. I hope you and Stella patch things up.
Levi. What? I couldn't believe he was leaving for good. I went to the party with a heavy heart, and there I had another surprise waiting. Eric immediately pulled me into a room and popped out a freaking diamond ring. What are you doing?
Melody, let's just get engaged. My family would be so pleased if we announced it tonight. We won't get married right away, of course, but...
Eric, please stop! I can't! He looked at me in shock.
Because of Levi, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. I don't want to be engaged. I don't want my life planned out for me. You're a great guy, but I'm not ready for this. I'm sorry. He quietly kissed me on the cheek and just left, and I immediately called an Uber to the train station. I looked around frantically for Levi, and just then, I saw him climbing onto the train. As I hopped on after him and took his hand, he turned around in shock.
Melody, what are you doing here?
Taking a train ride with you. Also, I broke up with Eric. We're both single now. So what do you want to do about it? He smiled like the first time I saw him.
Do you think we could maybe get dinner sometime?
Finally, yes! And he pulled me in for a kiss.
I wanna get too close, gonna get it right now. I wanna push all the limits with you right now.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Sweden, and my story is really crazy. But before I begin, please like and subscribe. I lived in a creepy old house with my parents. It used to belong to my grandma, who was a very odd woman. She studied mysterious races in the world and brought back crates full of strange outfits and creepy items. And most people around thought our house was haunted.
Walk faster, a ghost girl will catch you!
Just then, I leapt out from behind a bush wearing a scary mask. I was just trying to be funny, but people thought I was the weird girl who lived in the scary house, and no one wanted to be my friend. And my parents never had much time for me either because they were always working.
This old house is a money pit. I need to work 2 jobs to keep it.
Please go to your room, Wendy. I'm in a meeting.
I wanted to help out, so I started giving ghost tours of the property. When my parents were away, I loved telling made-up stories about the freaky things I'd seen around the house. I even made up a murder or 2 and sold Mom's dresses with ketchup stains as souvenirs. I made a killing on Halloween, but when Mom and Dad found out, they were furious.
What's wrong with you, Wendy? Why can't you be sweet and well-behaved like other kids?
They took all my money and I was grounded for a month. I was so lonely and wished I had a sibling to play with. Then one day, when I was 12, I got the biggest surprise of my life. I went looking for a snack in the kitchen when I found a thin, pale boy my age instead.
Who are you and what are you doing in our pantry?
I'm Felix, your brother. Didn't your parents tell you they were adopting me?
What the flip? My parents had adopted a whole human and hadn't even bothered to tell me.
Typical!
I don't believe you. What proof do you have?
He waved some official-looking papers in my face. They looked legit.
My parents might have adopted you, but you still need to pass a few tests if you want to be my brother.
Bring it on!
We stood on our heads to see who could do it the longest, ate the worst carrot for lunch. And for the final task, we caught the fattest, slimiest fish and balanced them on our heads while we stood on one leg on the fence. Felix was great at it all.
Congratulations! You are officially my brother!
I was over the moon to finally have someone to play with, but my parents had to ruin that too.
You can't play with Felix anymore.
Why not? Didn't you adopt him so I'd have company?
We've decided it isn't a good idea. You can't play with him, and that's that.
But why?
Because we said so, and we're sending him away.
It was so unfair.
I felt angrier than I'd ever felt before, and I smashed the toy I was playing with into the wall. But suddenly I felt dizzy, and moments later, I blacked out. When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed with a bald doctor and my worried-looking parents next to me.
Wendy's blood pressure shot up suddenly and she fainted. She's fine for now, but try to keep her as calm as possible. I'd also suggest you homeschool her for now.
Mom and Dad took me home. They were being very nice to me, which was suspicious. Now they said I could play with Felix as much as I wanted, but when I ran to his room to tell him the good news, he was glaring at me angrily.
What's wrong? Aren't you happy we can be friends again?
Friends? I just found out that your parents did not adopt me because they wanted to love me or give me a nice home. They just brought me here for you, like I'm some kind of toy. And they might just send me away at any time. I hate you, and I'm gonna make your parents hate you too. They'll realize they're better off having me as a kid. Trust me, I'm not going anywhere.
Felix, don't be like that. I've always wanted a brother.
I'm not your brother.
I was both angry and heartbroken by his changed attitude. But I hoped he'd change over time, but it was the complete opposite. Felix kept messing with my parents. He dropped the pearl earrings I borrowed from Mum down the drain, smashed Dad's laptop, and put dye in their body wash. They had shocking pink skin for weeks. And somehow my parents were always upset with me and thought I was acting out. They never seemed convinced when I said it was all Felix. Was he really turning my parents against me?
Stop being a jerk. These things cost money, and Mom and Dad work really hard. And stop making them think I'm doing all this.
Then just give up and go away yourself. There's only space for one of us here.
I'm not going anywhere, pal.
But then, the most terrible thing happened. A few days after my 13th birthday, we were visited by some people from the museum. They wanted to use Grandma's outfits and creepy items for a display, and they said they'd pay us a lot of money if we allowed them to borrow it for a few weeks. Mom and Dad were over the moon that the dirty junk around the house was worth something.
We can buy a new car and replace the laptop Wendy trashed.
We can pay off the mortgage and finally be debt-free.
This could change our lives for the better. But minutes before the people from the museum arrived to collect the things, I heard a huge crash from the basement. I went running to see all the things smashed and broken on the floor, and Felix standing in the middle with a stick!
Oops! I'm so sorry, I was just looking at them.
This time he had gone too far. I slapped him hard!
You did that on purpose, you jerk!
Just then, my parents came running in and looked at the mess in horror, and then they looked at me like I was the crazy one.
Why are you looking at me like I did this? He's ruined everything, and you're still gonna have him around. Why don't you send him away?
You want us to send your brother away? You got so upset before.
I was wrong about him, okay? He's not my brother. He's crazy, and he's dangerous.
Mom and Dad exchanged a weird long glance and nodded.
Fine. We'll send him to a special facility so he can get better.
That night, I locked my door, but I could still hear Felix screaming and crying in his room. The next day, he was gone. Mum and Dad looked sad and broken. They tried to be nice to me, but I saw right through them. They were sad because Felix had left, and I could never make them happy. In the fall, the doctor said it would be good for me to restart regular high school. Things were going really well on my first day until...
Hey, watch out! It's a ghost girl! I'm so scared!
Dude, grow up!
That wasn't all. In my very first class, I met the most bonkers girl.
I heard you were the ghost girl.
What's it to you?
I'm Tara. I just moved here from Ireland. Is it true your house is haunted? I'd love to meet a real-life ghost. I've dreamed of it my whole life.
Are you nuts? Who has creepy dreams like that?
You haven't read Dead Love Doesn't Die. It's the most romantic book ever. Are there handsome ghosts in your house? Are they single?
Girl, you need help!
No! I need a ghostly boyfriend with ice-cold lips and dreamy eyes who can transport me to his time and give me 1,000,000 ghostly kisses. And he'll
Was
take
there something
away
wrong
to-
with me? First Felix and now Tara? Was I a weirdo magnet? For the next few weeks, she stuck to me like glue. At first, I acted indifferent because I wasn't sure she'd even stick around for too long. But she did. And I slowly started to enjoy having a friend.
Ha! Look, there's Ghost Girl and her vampire girlfriend. What, in the twilight?
Tara hissed and bit the jerk on his arm.
You're absolutely crazy.
Hey, no one messes with my friend. Yuck! He tasted disgusting. Let's go get candy.
How about I make you a sandwich at my place?
You mean it?
Tara instantly fell in love with the place.
This place is fantastic. Can you imagine the paranormal romances that could take place here?
I just laughed and went to the kitchen to get the sandwiches. But there was already someone in there.
Felix, what are you doing here?
I'm back. Of course, Mom and Dad didn't tell you. You would have forced them to keep me away.
It would be for their own good after the mess you made last time. What kind of facility allows home visits?
Ha! I'm not at a facility. They sent me on vacation to Bali to prove how much they loved me and wanted me in the family. I'm back now, and I'll make sure you end up in the facility soon.
I couldn't believe this was happening. I made some excuse and sent Tara home before Felix did something to her. When my parents got home, I confronted them.
You lied to me. He's dangerous and out to get me, but you still allowed him in our home.
Mom started to cry, and Dad glared at me.
You're upsetting your mother, Wendy. How long will this go on?
You don't even care that I'm upset too? You guys are the most selfish parents ever. I'm going to stay at my friend's house because I don't feel safe here.
You can't leave. We should call the doctor. I told you we shouldn't have sent her back to school.
Dad locked me in my room. I could hear Felix laughing under my door. He was evil. I had to get out of here. I called Tara and told her what was up. Within minutes, she was outside my window.
Come on, Ghost Girl. Let's get you to safety.
Tara's house was so normal. It was awesome. She pulled out a mattress for me to sleep in her room, then brushed my hair to calm me down as I told her everything.
Wow, your parents sound like a piece of work. And I finally get why you're so weird about being friends.
I can't trust anyone. My parents ignored me for so long and thought things would be different for me once Felix came. But he's the worst, and ever since he came, my parents treat me like I'm some lunatic. When he's the crazy one, he really scares me.
Don't worry, you're safe here. I'll punch his lights out if he tries to mess with you.
Suddenly I heard a loud tap on the window and he was standing outside. I screamed and jumped up.
It's him! Felix is here!
He was holding rocks in his hand and wore the evilest grin.
Where? I don't see anything.
Felix threw the first rock. It slammed against the window hard, leaving a deep crack.
Are you blind? He's right there!
Wendy, are you sure you don't, see ghosts or something? Because I can't see anyone.
Didn't you hear the rock hit the window? Look, it's left a crack!
What are you talking about?
What?
Why was Tara suddenly lying to me? Suddenly the door slammed open and my parents were standing there looking worried.
How did you find me? Did you tell them I was here? Tara, I thought you were my friend.
No, Wendy. Tara didn't tell us. We saw you sneaking out of the house and followed you. Let's go home.
No, you're just going to lock me up in my room again. What's going on? Tara says she can't see Felix. Is she lying or am I crazy?
The saddest look crossed my mom's face, and she broke down crying and hugged me.
No, Wendy, you're not crazy.
That's when they told me how they'd never adopted a boy named Felix.
We thought he was just a harmless, imaginary friend. But when you started seeing him all the time, we tried to stop it by saying we'd send him away.
The doctor said you had created Felix to help with your feelings of being alone, and we should play along, so we agreed. But then you started acting out and blaming it on Felix.
We were so glad when you finally sent him away yourself. We thought things were going to be okay now. But then you said you saw him again, and we
just can't see you like this, sweetie, and it's all our fault. We should have given you more time when you were a kid.
I was in utter shock.
So everything Felix did, the earrings, the laptop, the items.
It was all you, but we weren't mad about any of it. We were just worried about you.
But if Felix was the friend I made up, why was he suddenly so mean to me?
Your doctor said you suffered from low self-esteem. In your mind, no one wants to be friends with you for long.
Are you real? Can you guys see Tara?
I could pinch you!
Ouch. Okay, you're real.
Don't worry, dear. We talked to your doctor, and he says we can start therapy sessions now. You'll be fine.
And we'll be with you all the way.
Me too!
They all took me in a big bear hug, and suddenly I didn't feel alone at all.
Hi, I'm Layla, and I figured out 2 things very early in life. 1, my older sister Fiona is dumb, and 2, she really hates me. Fiona is a year older than me, but it didn't take me too long to catch up with her. I was talking before she did, and I learned how to read while she was still struggling with the alphabet. My parents loved showing me off, and I think it really bothered Fiona.
Sweetie, why don't you recite the poems you learned for our guests?
Layla, tell your aunt the cool thing that you read in your encyclopedia yesterday.
Just then, Fiona came running, wearing her bathing suit over her clothes.
Look at me! I look like a mermaid in my baby soup!
Your what?
My baby soup, Mom. Baby soup? This, You don't understand anything I say. Oh, just help me take it off. It's stuck in my limbo.
I think she's saying her bathing suit is stuck in her elbow, Mom.
Oh, I see, Layla. You're so bright, silly Fiona.
Did I mention that? I sometimes taught Fiona the wrong words because it was funny when she sounded stupid? Yeah, I'm not very proud of that now, but that's not the only reason she hated me. I was the only one in my family with red hair, and my parents loved it, especially Mom, who would do all sorts of hairstyles.
Layla, your hair looks so magical. Let's try braids today.
You know why it looks magical? Because she's a leopard clown.
You mean a leprechaun? She told me all the time that my parents pretended to like my red hair, so I wouldn't feel bad.
When you were born, Mom and Dad cried tears of ugliness for days. They even tried to give you up for adoption. No one wanted you.
And one time she even tried to chop my hair off. And things got worse when in 8th grade she failed a class and ended up being with me. As if our parents weren't enough, our history teacher, Miss Sheldon, loved comparing her to me in front of everyone.
Your assignment is just appalling, Fiona. Did you see your sisters? Magnifique! Why can't you be more like her? Didn't you do any research?
What's there to research? Someone ugly said something dumb to someone boring a long time ago, and then some lame war broke out. Who cares about this stuff?
A person who wants to have an educated mind?
Who cares what's on the inside when the package is this pretty?
Looks are not important.
Huh? That's ugly people talk. Did your boyfriend ever say that? Oh, wait. I bet you've never had one.
Detention. Now.
The next day before history class, I saw Fiona putting a mug of coffee on Miss Sheldon's table. While everyone else was snickering, I was instantly suspicious. Fiona, what are you up to?
What? I'm just trying to make up for my behavior yesterday.
What did you put in there?
I don't know. Maybe some spit, maybe some laxative, maybe both. Who can say?
Just then, Miss Sheldon walked in, and Fiona handed her the mug sweetly with an apology. But I tried taking it away from her. I really don't think you should have that.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
Why? Is there something in the coffee? Layla, tell me now.
No, I just don't think you need to drink coffee. It gives you really bad breath. Give that to me, please. I ended up spilling the whole thing on her white coat.
Oh my God, you dumb butt kisser. You ruined my whole plan.
The next thing I knew, I was in detention too, with Fiona for the very first time in my life. But suddenly, Fiona was freaking popular. No one liked Miss Sheldon much, and everyone thought Fiona was super cool for trying to mess with her. And now she was using her newfound power to turn everyone against me. She was the beautiful, fun blonde, and I was the red-haired, nerdy sister being called things like Carrot Top and Ketchup Head. Boy, could girls be mean. Eventually, the teasing got old, or I just learned to ignore it. But soon I was given an assignment in history class to do a presentation on Scotland. The more I studied, the happier I felt. There were so many cool red-headed Scots, and I definitely felt better about my hair. Before class, I went to the bathroom to change into a kilt. I had spent hours making it just for the presentation. But just then, my sister walked in. She pulled out her phone and started taking pictures.
Going back home, leprechaun.
Buzz off, Fiona!
You look so stupid. What is that? A cool girl skirt?
It's a kilt. Get out of my way!
You can't leave yet. Leprechauns can't travel without a rainbow.
With that, She pulled out some paints from her backpack and squirted them all over my outfit. I ran out of the bathroom, crying angry tears. Fiona did get detention, but it was her millionth time, and she didn't give a hoot. The next year, I got a fresh start. Our dad had gotten a new job across the state, which meant I was going to a new high school. I was determined to end the teasing that my red hair gave me. Hey, Mom, now that I'm 16, I think I should get to make some choices about my hair. I'd like to change the color.
But your hair is beautiful, sweetie.
I know you like it, Mom, but I just want to try something a little more mature, you know?
I guess if that's what you want, you're growing up so fast.
Thanks, Mom! I ran straight to the store and bought a box of black hair dye, and it worked. My hair was dark and silky. No more red.
Do you think that'll fool anyone? You can't cover up what you are, little leprechaun.
Whatever, Fiona. Don't you have something stupid to do? Go away!
Just saying. The truth always comes out.
The first day of school was like a dream come true. No one said anything about my hair. I blended right in and even got a few compliments on my cute outfit, which I'd added some accessories to myself. Fiona was right back in with the cheerleaders, but this was the first time she and I were in a co-ed school, and being around boys was making her even dumber.
The football captain and I went out last night, but he never called or texted me back. I don't get it. I think he was even hiding from me in school.
Okay, how did the date go?
It was amazing, like we were meant to be. There was just one awkward moment when this weird girl came to our table and started flirting with him. And I bit her hand really hard. I'm sure she got the message that he's not interested in her. He was just too nice to say it.
You scared him off, you psycho! How about you don't act like a jealous, blood-sucking vampire next time? But she continued her serial dating and getting heartbroken, and I was getting sick of her stories. It's not like she took my advice. Other than that, school was going great. I was doing well in my classes and had even joined the drama club as a costume designer. A play was being held soon, but the main actor fell ill right before the performance. I had to make sure his understudy fit in the costume, but I didn't even recognize him. I ran frantically through the dressing room shouting, "Hey! Is there anyone named Skylar here?"
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, I need you to take off your clothes right now. He grinned, and I blushed as people around us started laughing. I didn't... Okay, wait. Let me start over. You need to try this on right now, and I have to make sure this fits you. I'm the costume person, not a pervert.
I know, I've seen you around, Layla. Right. I'll just change into this and be right back.
This Skylar was freaking cute, and he knew my name. His shirt was missing a button, and my heart was skipping beats as I stitched it on. There! You're all set!
Thanks, Layla. Wish me luck!
Break your legs! A leg? Only one? Single! Just a figure of speech, anyway. Ugh, gosh, I sounded dumber than Fiona. So I was quite surprised when Skylar came and sat next to me at recess the next day. He was funny and sweet, and I was having a great time talking to him.
By the way, I'm part of the student council, and currently we're deciding on a theme for the homecoming dance. Any ideas? I can never think of anything other than sports themes.
If you like sports, maybe you could do the Scottish Highland Games.
Wow, I love Scottish stuff. This is a really good idea. Thanks, Layla.
Just then, Fiona dropped her butt right next to him.
Mind if I join your table? I'm Fiona, Layla's sister.
Don't mind at all.
Also, I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Homecoming is all about the football games. We should totally do a varsity theme. I'll wear my cheerleading outfit. It'll be so cool.
I was fuming. I couldn't believe she was butting herself into this too. Didn't she have enough guys to date? They just couldn't let me be happy. I spent the rest of lunch just sitting there and listening to them talk about school sports. A couple of weeks passed, and neither Skylar nor Fiona talked to me. But I was busy with my studies and my friends, and I was happy for a change. I wasn't going to be bothered by some guy I barely knew. But then one day, Skylar stopped me in the hall on the way to class.
Hey Layla, wait up. Sorry, I haven't been around much. I've been super busy getting everything ready for homecoming week.
Oh yeah, it's whatever. I've been really busy too.
Well, I hope you're not too busy to maybe go to the dance with me. I mean, if you aren't going with anyone else.
The dance? With you? I'd love to.
Great, I'll meet you there.
I couldn't believe it. No teasing, new friends, and even a date to homecoming? I was practically skipping everywhere the rest of the day until I got home.
Word around school is that Skylar asked you to homecoming?
Yeah, and?
Well, I'm here to tell you that he isn't going with you. He is going with me.
Says who?
Says this.
She held up her phone and showed me the picture she had taken of me in a kilt with my bright red hair. Hey, get rid of that!
Tell him you can't go with him, or I show this picture to the entire school.
No, don't you dare!
It's up to you.
Fine. I didn't want to go to that stupid dance anyway. The next day at school, I told Skylar I wasn't going to go to the dance with him. He tried to change my mind, but there was no way I was going to let him see that picture of me. He looked a bit hurt, and I felt awful, but I didn't have a choice. The night of the dance, I tried to stay home. But the thought of Fiona laughing and having fun with Skylar made me feel like I might explode. I quickly got ready, then sped my car to the dance. I burst through the doors and saw Fiona dancing, surrounded by her friends. But I didn't see Skylar anywhere. Just then, there was a hand on my shoulder.
Layla, I thought you couldn't make it.
Yeah, me too, 'cause I was scared.
Scared of what?
Of you finding out the truth. Fiona was beside us with her phone in her hand. Within a few seconds, everyone's phones were going off, including Skylar's. He pulled it out of his pocket and opened a message. And there was that picture of me. She had sent it to everyone.
Wait, is that you, Layla?
You know what? Yeah, that is me. I dyed my hair black, but it's actually red as a tomato. And if you hate it, then you're all just shallow and stupid.
Hate it? I love it.
What? What?
Layla, you're cool the way you are.
So are you. May I have this dance? You may just give me 1 second, though. Listen, you bimbo. I've kept putting up with you and making excuses for your behavior, but I've had enough. You tried your best to humiliate me, but it was an epic failure, so in your face. Now please get a life and act less desperate, and I'm sure you'll be able to land a boyfriend with the same IQ as you. Just leave me alone, okay? That weekend, I took the dye out of my hair, and Fiona dyed hers red. But it wasn't real, not like mine. I was beautifully red-headed and very happy to be me. Hello, friends. I'm Capri from Chicago. Before I tell you my incredible story, please like and subscribe. I know everyone thinks their dads are strong, but I knew for a fact that mine was the strongest. He was an army major, and I was super proud of him. But because of his job, he was gone for months. Mom left us when I was a baby, so Grandma took care of me in Dad's absence. But when I was in 7th grade, he gave me the best news ever. He was getting remarried, and I was getting a new mom and a sister. Dad got me the most gorgeous pink dress for his wedding, and everyone couldn't stop gushing about how pretty I looked. Until my stepsister Emery crashed into me and spilled her orange juice all over my hair and clothes.
I'm so sorry. There was a bee chasing me.
It's okay, the wedding's over anyway.
My stepmom doted on me, and Emery, well, she was also pretty awesome. But sometimes, she went overboard with her kindness.
Capri, I made these napkins for you with my own hands.
That would have been cute if Emery had not made them out of the dress I wore on our parents' wedding day. Once Emery and I were playing in a nearby park, and after a few hours, we felt hungry. So Emery went home to fetch something to eat. Suddenly, I heard her screaming, so I ran to her and found one of our neighbors holding her by her collar.
What are you doing, Mrs. Parkley?
I caught this little thief trying to break into your home. She was crawling through the kitchen window.
That's because I forgot the key, and no one's home.
Yeah, she's not a thief. She's my sister.
Your sister? I'm sorry, honey. You're so pretty. You both don't look related at all.
It was true that Emery and I looked different, but the way Mrs. Parkley said that made me feel bad. And Emery looked ready to explode.
And you look like you're related to a family of pigs. Here, eat some dirt.
Emery grabbed a fistful of mud, threw it on Mrs. Parkley's face, and ran away. Dad had to face the anger of a furious Mrs. Parkley for an hour that evening. Soon, Emery joined my school, and I was glad to introduce her to my friends. But I noticed that she tried to copy me in everything. We ended up buying the same clothes. She joined the school's drama club like me, and she even brought pasta to school every day like me, even though she hated it. Then one day, I got to know she wanted to play the role I was auditioning for in the school play. So I simply stepped back to give her the chance, and she did manage to land the role. When we got home, she happily broke the news to Mom and Dad. But just then, Dad got a call, and when he hung up, he cried with joy.
It was your drama teacher. Some casting director watched your recent play, and he wants to cast you in an upcoming teen movie.
I was ecstatic. Dad said he'd take us all to dinner at a fancy restaurant to celebrate. But that night, Emery got a bad headache, and Mom had to stay back to take care of her. After that day, I started getting popular in school. Suddenly, everyone wanted to hang out with me. But I felt Emery slowly growing distant. She no longer wanted to play with me at home, and at school, she'd often say awful things to embarrass me.
Did you guys know that Capri ate her boogers when she was little? And she loves smelling her socks after a sweaty gym session.
Whenever I told Mom about it, Emery started crying like a baby and said she was just having some harmless fun. 6 months passed, and one day Dad got a call that he and his team had to leave for Afghanistan immediately. A couple of days after Dad left, we got the most terrible news. Dad and a few of his teammates had gone missing. I was devastated, but Mom and Emery acted like everything was normal. It was Emery's birthday in a week, and both of them were busy planning for the party.
Capri, should I get a Barbie cake or a unicorn cake?
How can you even think about celebrating when there's still no news about Dad?
It's my 13th birthday. I can't let anyone ruin it. Besides, who knows if he'll ever be found?
That made me so angry, I gave Emery a tight slap. She pounced on me, and we fought like wildcats until Mom pulled us apart. When she heard what happened, she grounded me for a week. But when the party was in full swing, I may have sneaked into the kitchen and sprinkled some extra pepper in the food and poured a bottle of vinegar into the lemonade.
Mom, I feel like I ate the sun. Get me some lemonade, quick. What did you mix in it? It tastes like pee. Ugh.
The party was ruined. And obviously, it didn't take long for Mom and Emery to figure out who was responsible for it.
Your daddy spoiled you way too much, Capri. But now it's time to knock some sense into that pretty little head of yours.
Mom placed a mop bucket in front of me and asked me to clean the kitchen. Just then, I saw Emery walk out of my room with all my favorite dresses.
Since you didn't get me a birthday cake, I'm taking these. Oh, and I also like the headband you're wearing.
Emery snatched it from my head and put it on hers. And Mom didn't say a word. 2 years passed, and there was still no news of Dad or his teammates. But I never lost hope. Several acting offers poured in after my movie stint, but I refused them all since I was more interested in studying and topping my grades. Besides, I knew if I got more popular, Emery would resent it and find ways to make my life miserable. When I reached the 10th grade, a new girl named Quinn joined our class mid-session. Our teacher made her sit with me so that I could help her catch up on the work she'd missed. But soon, I noticed something really weird about her. She didn't smile or laugh at all.
Do you know what happens when an elephant feels dizzy? It elephantes. What's a cow's favorite holiday? New Year's Eve?
Soon, the whole class was gossiping about how weird Quinn was. Someone even started a rumor that she was a robot. Then one day, I entered the classroom and saw Emery's minions had pinned Quinn to a wall, and Emery was tickling her.
Why can't you laugh? Are you really a robot?
Stop it. Leave her alone.
I will when she smiles.
I'm sure Quinn doesn't want to waste her smile on a moron like you.
Just then, our teacher entered, and everyone went back to their seats. After that incident, Quinn and I grew super close. She told me that she had a rare condition called Mobius syndrome that made it impossible for her to have any facial expressions.
The kids at my previous school kept bullying me, so I begged Mum to shift me to a new one. But I guess I'll always be a weirdo.
Quinn, you're perfect just the way you are. I'm gonna make sure no one makes you feel otherwise.
I asked our teacher if Quinn and I could organize workshops to educate kids about Mobius syndrome, and she gladly agreed. Our workshops were a great success. Every kid who attended told Quinn how brave she was for talking about her condition, including our school's most popular jock, Chris.
You're awesome, Quinn. Just the way you are.
Oh my god. Did Chris just call me awesome? Pinch me, Capri, so I know it's not a dream.
Even our principal praised us and told me it was heartwarming to see the efforts I'd put in to help Quinn. A few days later, we had a debate competition in which both Quinn and I participated. When the results were announced, I stood first and Quinn stood second. We both hugged each other, but just then, Quinn's mom marched up on stage and started yelling at her.
You always stood first in your previous school. What happened to you? Why have you suddenly turned stupid?
But she came in second, and that's pretty awesome too. You should be happy for her.
Of course you'd say that since you bagged the top spot. Quinn, this girl's your competition. You need to stay careful.
Whatever did that mean? After that day, Quinn and I participated in a few more competitions, all of which I won while she stood second or third. She didn't seem to mind, but I knew her mom was giving her a tough time for it.
She thinks I was better off in my previous school.
But doesn't she care about all the bullying you faced?
She says because of my condition, it's something I have to learn to live with.
And here I thought my stepmom was a witch. Months passed, and soon it was time for prom. Quinn had a massive crush on Chris since our workshop days, and she felt he liked her too.
I think he's going to ask me out for prom. I'm so excited. I've already decided what I'm going to wear.
Just then, I saw Chris heading towards us. But instead of asking Quinn, he asked me out. I felt awful, and obviously I politely turned him down.
Why did you do that? The way he was looking at you, I think he really likes you. You're so lucky, Capri. Everyone likes you.
Oh, I have my share of haters too. Besides, how can I go out with a boy my best friend has a crush on? Remember sisters before misters?
Later that day, our science teacher had asked us to prepare a project and told us the best one would get a scholarship opportunity at a prestigious university in New York.
I need to win this one. I'm pretty sure my stepmom wouldn't spend a single penny on my college education.
And if I win this competition, Mom would finally stop breathing down my neck.
No matter which of us wins, a pizza party with lots of ice cream is guaranteed.
For the next few days, Quinn and I got busy with our projects. When we brought them to school on the submission day, I was surprised to see how amazing her project was.
This looks so incredible. I'm sure you're winning this time.
You really think so? I spent the last 3 nights working on it.
Just then, it was announced that we had to keep our projects in the auditorium for the teachers to review. After placing my project next to Quinn's, I was about to leave when a hand roughly turned me around.
How dare you agree to go out with Chris? I asked him out for prom night, but he told me he was taking you.
What the fudge? First Quinn and now Emery. Did the entire school have a crush on that guy?
I have no idea why he said that. He did ask me out, but I refused.
You lying witch!
Suddenly, Emery pushed me hard, and I landed straight on Quinn's project.
Oh God, Emery, what did you do?
I frantically tried saving Quinn's project, but just then I saw her walk in.
What's taking you so long, Capri? Heck! Ah, my project!
I'm sorry, Quinn. It was an accident.
Stop lying, Capri. I just saw you ruin this project. I tried to stop her, Quinn, but she said she had to win this competition at all costs.
I was shocked at how evil Emery could be. I was about to slap her, but Quinn caught my hand midair, and my heart broke to see the distress in her eyes.
I can't believe you'd stoop so low to win a competition. I should have believed my mom. All you ever cared about was winning. Our friendship never meant anything to you.
That's not true.
I tried to stop Quinn, but she ran away with tears in her eyes as Emery smirked at me. I was summoned to the principal's office, but given my spotless track record, I was let off after a stern lecture. After that day, Quinn refused to talk to me and started hanging out with Emery instead. Watching those two together made my blood boil, and I couldn't concentrate on my studies. For the first time, I got a C in science, my favorite subject. My home life was already a mess, and whatever little happiness I found in school was being destroyed by Emery. On prom night, I was in my bed watching my favorite Luna videos when Emery barged into my room dressed like a wannabe model.
How does it feel to be a loser, Capri, sitting all alone on prom night in your tacky clothes?
Why do you hate me so much? What have I ever done to you?
Remember Mom's wedding day? I was the flower girl, yet everyone kept talking about how pretty you looked. And then I bagged that play, but you got chosen for a movie. You've always tried to one-up me. Capri's so pretty. Capri's a genius. Capri, Capri, Capri.
I didn't do it intentionally. And is it really my fault that I'm good at what I do?
No, but do you have any idea how that makes me feel?
So technically, I should have stopped my growth just because you weren't growing at the same pace? You know what, Emery? I am not responsible for your insecurities, and I am so done with you.
The moment she left, I called Chris and told him I was ready to go to prom with him if he was still interested. He gladly agreed. And when I arrived at the party on Chris's arm, I could see Emery's jaw drop to the floor. And then she looked angrier than a raging bull and came charging at me. But before she could reach me, someone stepped in between us.
Don't you dare mess with my best friend!
Quinn, you said you wouldn't be attending the prom.
Well, guess what? I changed my mind. And I am so glad that I did. How else would I have gotten the chance to hear you bragging to your friends about how you lied to ruin things between me and Capri?
Emery looked stunned for a moment. Then she tried to attack Quinn. But before she could, a crowd of angry girls picked her up and threw her out. Quinn apologized to me a lot, and I decided to give her another chance. Later that night, when Chris dropped me home, I opened the main door, but right then a bag came flying at me. Thankfully, I dodged it just in time.
How dare you think I'll let you into this house after what you did to Emery? Stealing the boy she likes, humiliating her at prom. Take your bag and get lost. Go scrub someone else's toilets now.
No one talks to my daughter like that.
It was Dad! I was thrilled to see him and ran straight into his arms. He'd listened to every word of what Mom said, and he was furious. Dad asked me if this is how I'd been treated in his absence, and he immediately sent Mom and Emery packing. Dad then told me he'd been captured by the enemy and held hostage for 2 years. But then, the government struck a deal with them, and they released him.
I missed you so much, Dad.
I missed you more, sweetheart.
As Dad pulled me in for a hug, I knew my life would be perfect again.
Hi, I'm Freya from Ohio. Please like and subscribe. I belonged to a home that was filled with happiness and love, and my dad worked very hard to give us the best life. Once when I was 4, Dad spent an entire weekend building me a treehouse in our backyard.
This is your special place. You can always come up here and look at the beautiful sky.
Thank you, Daddy!
And when your sister grows a little taller, promise me that you'll share this treehouse with her and always be happy together.
I promise. My sister Iris was 2 years younger, and I loved her to bits. I would dance for her, and she would laugh like crazy and clap her little hands. When I turned 6, Mom bought us walkie-talkies, and we had so much fun hiding from our parents. The coast is all clear here. Over. I see Mom's red hair. Over. Okay, I'm climbing down. Over. As I climbed down from the treehouse, I saw my aunt and my cousin enter our yard. I ran to greet them, and so did Iris.
Freya and Iris, you've grown so big.
Our cousin Shirley was the same age as me, and stood very quietly, without even a smile on her face. Just then, I noticed that they had 2 big suitcases with them. Are you going on holiday, Aunt?
Yes, we're here for the holiday.
Just then, Dad came out and helped Aunt with our bags. Aunt and Dad were twins, and he cared about her deeply. I was happy to have them around until Mom took me aside and spoke to me.
Freya, you will move into Iris's room and share her bed.
But Iris's bed is so small, Mom.
I know, honey. It's just until your aunt finds a job and moves out.
How long will that be?
Just a few months.
But months turned into years, and I was 10 and still squeezing into Iris's bed. My aunt didn't find a job, and Dad had to let her stay since they only had each other. And slowly, Aunt and Shirley started to become a nuisance. Yeah! Once in 7th grade, Mom had planned a party for me and Iris for being top achievers at school. When Aunt suddenly said she felt really sick.
Maybe you should have the party on another day. I'm so unwell. Shirley must have caught it too. Look, she feels so warm. It's possible what we have is contagious.
But I've already bought all the food and invited the guests. I can't cancel everything just a day before the party.
Maybe you two could just stay in your room, Aunt.
Oh, so you want me and my daughter to stay in the rooms like we are outcasts? Did you hear what she said, brother? We aren't good enough for their party. They always make us feel like we're living on their charity.
What? She didn't mean it like that.
Aunt started coughing loudly and Dad took her to her room. When he returned, he asked us if we could cancel the party. But Dad, Iris, and I already invited all our friends.
My mom is sick and I think you should listen to your dad.
It does seem insensitive to have a party when she's unwell. We can have it another time, please.
It was so hard to say no to Dad, so we canceled it. And just then I caught sight of Shirley grinning as she walked away to her room. She and Aunt were such drama queens. And the worst part was that Shirley was in the same class as me. In 8th grade, I got selected to be the class president. And just as I was about to give my first presentation on all the changes I wanted to make, I stared at the projector in horror. Instead of my slideshow, it was a video of me singing and doing a stupid dance in front of my mirror at home.
That's your president trying to be Beyonce. Gosh, how stupid does she look?
Shirley, you're a wicked witch, just like your mother! She got up and pushed me against the chalkboard, and I took the duster and buffed her face white. Seconds later, everyone around us was laughing as we broke out into a full-scale catfight. But the teacher was not impressed by my behavior.
Freya, I'm taking away your position as class president until you learn to lead by example. Hitting someone's face with a duster is not leadership material.
But she pushed me!
And you called her mother a witch?
Later that afternoon, while I was doing my homework, Aunt came and sat next to me with her tea, and she poured it all over my books. Hey, what are you doing?
This will teach you to watch what you say about me. I'm a witch, huh?
I'm telling Dad about this.
Go ahead. I'll just say it was an accident. He will never believe you over me, his beloved sister.
And she was right. Dad didn't believe me.
Freya, I'm sick of you disrespecting your aunt. When your mother gets back from the store, we're having a family meeting.
But Mom had been gone for hours, and she wasn't even answering any calls. We were beginning to feel worried, but just then, a car drove up to the house, and Mom thanked a strange man as he dropped her off and drove away.
What happened?
My car's engine suddenly heated up and my phone was dead. Luckily, my boss was driving by, so he offered me a ride.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get your car towed and fixed.
I just couldn't help noticing the way that man looked at you.
What way? What are you trying to say?
Nothing, just saying.
My aunt was on a mission to stir up trouble between my parents. And later that evening, while Mom was in the bathroom, I found Aunt digging in Mom's bag. What are you doing?
Why don't you go up to your room and read a book, dear?
Not until you tell me what you're up to.
I'm looking for a painkiller for the headache you're giving me. Ah, there it is.
She took it and left, and I told Mom right away, but she checked her bag and said everything was in place. But just a few days later, it was Dad's birthday, and Mom bought him some new shoes.
Oh, I was expecting a Rolex watch.
Ha ha ha, really? Well, honey, that's quite an expensive gift.
But you used our credit card to buy it 2 days ago? I got a message on my phone?
What? No, I didn't.
Mom and Dad got into an argument on his birthday, and then Aunt came along to make things worse.
Oh, I think I know who your wife bought the watch for. It was for that same man who dropped you off last time. You know, her boss.
And how would you know that?
I'm my brother's sister, and I see everything that goes on around here. I won't let anyone betray him.
I've had enough of this nonsense. Who do you believe, me or her?
Dad believed Aunt. And that day, Mom packed her bags and took me and Iris with her. Mom rented out a small apartment, but things were not easy with Mom's small salary, and Dad only paid for our school fees. And soon after, things got even worse when Iris started to feel sick. When Mom took her to the doctor, we got the scariest news ever. Iris had a problem with her heart, and she needed a donor. Oh, Mom, why is this happening? I don't want anything to happen to Iris.
And nothing will. We have to stay positive, honey.
Iris had to stay at the hospital for a while. And one day, Dad came to visit with Aunt and Shirley. But when the adults weren't in the room, Shirley turned to Iris and said,
Now because of you, your dad might lose our house.
What are you saying?
Don't listen to her, Iris.
He's paying for your treatment, stupid. He can't afford the mortgage payments on the house. Thanks to you, we'll be homeless soon.
It was never your house to begin with. Get out of Iris's room now. Later that day, I started to do some research on heart donors, and I was surprised to find applications on a funding program called the Heart Foundation. I quickly applied, telling my story, and sent it with fingers crossed. When I told Iris about it the next day, it made her really happy.
Even though our family is no longer the same happy family, I'm so glad that I have you as my sister and best friend.
I hugged her and then turned on the music on her phone, and I started dancing for her like old times. And she laughed so much. Back at school, I struggled to keep my grades up because of everything that was going on. And one day, Shirley scored higher than me in math and couldn't stop rubbing it in my face.
Now that I'm the smarty pants of the family, I'm gonna tell my uncle to throw me a party. Don't worry, you're invited, as the waitress.
Suddenly, I felt so furious that I just screamed and charged her. But somehow I managed to stop myself at the last second. So I was shocked when Shirley suddenly fell to the floor like she'd fainted. Shirley?
Oh my God, what if you killed her?
What? I didn't even touch her.
No, I saw you.
Her friend ran off to call the principal. Shirley was rushed to the hospital where she was just fine soon after. But I was suspended for 2 weeks. I was really angry, but my suspension meant I got to spend a little more time with Iris at the hospital.
I miss our treehouse.
Me too! Let's go there! You know we can't do that. We'll get in so much trouble.
Please, Freya. I'm so tired of being in the hospital.
My sister made her puppy dog eyes at me, so I put her on the wheelchair and told the nurses that I was taking her out for some fresh air. We sneaked right out of the hospital and got onto a bus that took us to Dad's house. No one seemed to be at home, so we headed straight to our treehouse. Are you sure you can even climb up?
Yeah, of course I can.
Okay, go really slow and I'm right behind you. Iris climbed up the ladder, but as soon as she was inside the treehouse, she let out a loud scream. I started climbing up frantically, but just then, I saw Shirley looking down at me, and next to her was a boy from school. Shirley, what are you doing here?
Bunking school and making out with my boyfriend. You and your sister are trespassing.
Shut up, this is our treehouse.
Oh yeah? We'll see about that.
She kicked the ladder and I lost my balance. But luckily, I caught a tree branch just in time.
Oh my God, Freya.
I turned to see Dad looking up at me, and next to him was Mom. Dad quickly put the ladder back and helped me climb down. What are you guys doing here?
The hospital told us you were missing. We figured you might be here.
I'm sorry, Mom.
It's not her fault. I made her bring me here because this is my happy place.
Iris cried, and we had a family hug until it was interrupted by Aunt.
What's going on here?
Shirley kicked the ladder down while Freya was on it.
What nonsense! My Shirley would never do that.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Shirley came down from the treehouse with the boy, and Aunt didn't look so happy.
Shirley!
I'm sorry.
Shirley looked down sadly, but I didn't buy her act one bit.
I'm so disappointed in you, Shirley. You really could have hurt Freya.
And if you're really sorry, tell everyone the truth about what happened in school.
You pushed me. That's what happened.
Yes, she did. And brother, why are you holding that woman's hand? Have you forgotten that other man she's with?
Dad immediately let go of Mom's hand, and she looked so sad. As Mom drove Iris back to the hospital, I had a brilliant idea. Mom, can I borrow your credit card?
Honey, I'm already owing a lot on my credit card.
No, I'm not buying anything. I just want to investigate something. I then asked her to drop me at the mall and went to the only jewelry store that sold Rolex watches. Excuse me, can you check my mom's credit card? I think she bought a Rolex watch here sometime back. The store assistant checked the card, and the time of the purchase showed up. I requested to see the CCTV footage of that date and time, and it was exactly what I had expected. My aunt was the one using my mom's credit card. I made a copy of the video on my flash drive and left. I was on my way to Dad's office when I got a phone call that made me yell out with excitement. Iris's application for the donor heart was approved. My sister was going to get a new heart, and she would be completely okay. When I reached Dad's office, I showed him the video from the jewelry shop.
Oh my God! I don't know what to say. She's my only sister. Why would she do this to me?
You really broke our hearts when you believed your sister over us, Dad. Aunt broke our happy family and you let her? The next day, while Mom and I were in the hospital with Iris, Dad suddenly walked in with flowers.
I am so sorry. And I know my apology is not going to be enough right now, but I love you all very much, and I will do anything to have you back home.
Mom didn't forgive him immediately, but once she heard that he'd kicked out Aunt and Shirley for good, she was willing to give Dad a second chance. And slowly, our family became whole again. I learned a big lesson here. Always look for the truth, even if it hurts. A good leader is a truth seeker. Hi, my name is Serafina. Before we jump into today's story, please like and subscribe to Luna Avatar. My first memory of Mom is her voice singing lullabies to me every night. It was the most beautiful sound in the world. Mainly because the moment she stopped, I'd start screaming again. By the time I was 16 months old, I could hum every lullaby perfectly. My dad, a piano genius, taught me beautiful notes and how to put them together, and I was totally obsessed with it. On Dad's 30th birthday, there was a grand celebration at our mansion. Right after everyone started toasting, I climbed up on a table and began singing the birthday song. Suddenly, the whole room went silent, ready to take in my first performance.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
When I finished, I realized my voice could make a grown man cry.
Oh my God, that's exactly the voice of an angel.
I always had a feeling Serafina was gifted. I'm so proud of you, darling.
Right after that, my parents hired the best musicians in the city to coach me in vocals and music theory. At every party my parents and their friends hosted, they'd invite me to perform, and they even paid me for it. My life was perfect. Until one day, everything changed. When I was in the 2nd grade, my dad had just returned from meeting with some partners overseas. I froze when I saw a little girl with sad eyes, holding a stuffed bunny, step out of the car too. She was trying to hide behind Dad, but he gently pushed her forward.
This is Annabelle, Serafina. She's your sister, and she'll be living with our family now. Will you take care of her?
I looked into her scared, dark eyes and immediately took her hand. Always! But from the moment Annabelle showed up, a dark shadow, like the dress she wore, was cast over our happy home. It started with a huge fight between my parents that evening, and both of us overheard it.
You've broken my heart. She reminds me of my worst nightmare, and I have to see it every day. She can't stay here. I won't raise a child that isn't mine.
She has nowhere to go. Her mother's gone. I know you hate me right now, but please don't take it out on her. She's just a kid.
I didn't want Annabelle to hear this, so I said, "Come on, I'll play something for you. What's your favorite song?" I didn't fully understand what was happening, but one thing was clear. Mom hated Annabelle. She ignored her like there wasn't any child in the house besides me, but my dad and I were different. We adored her. Maybe it was because I could see the sadness and loneliness in my sister's eyes, and we more than made up for Mom's ice-cold attitude. But in the 8th grade, we got news one day that made our whole world come crashing down. Dad had been in a terrible car accident, and he was gone. We were all devastated, but Mom just shut herself up in her room for weeks. One night, while I was reading a Snow White story to Annabelle, Mom suddenly burst into the room and started yelling.
What are you doing in my daughter's room? You're just a poor maid.
Mom, are you okay? She's not a maid, this is Annabelle, remember?
Yes, Annabelle. How could I forget her? Everything got worse when she showed up. No, everything is exactly her fault.
I stared in horror at Mom as Annabelle started to cry.
Pack your things first thing in the morning, Annabelle. Are you planning to sleep with this filthy maid tonight?
What? No, she's not going anywhere. Dad said she's my sister.
Either she goes to the maids or the orphanage. This is her last night here.
As Mom was leaving, she suddenly pounced at Isabel, grabbed her stuffed bunny, and threw it in the fire.
No, my mom made that!
Annabelle cried for hours and I hugged her to sleep. What had happened to my mom? The very next day, Annabelle had to move to the maids' quarters despite my strong protests. She was still allowed to go to school, but she had to do house chores in her free time. I was scared she'd be sent away, so I stopped fighting with Mom, but I'd sneak food to her and help her with her homework at night. At school, we could always hang out together. But one day, I started trembling when I saw my mom show up at school, heading straight to the principal's office. Oh my God! Maybe my worst fear was about to come true. Mom, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm here to withdraw Annabelle from school, of course.
You can't do that! She has to go to school!
Why? She's never going to be anything but a maid like her stupid mother. Education is a complete waste on someone whose future is just sweeping floors and cleaning rooms.
As she turned around, I grabbed Mom's wrist. If you make her drop out of school, I will too, and I'll tell everyone why. Are you sure you want everyone to know how you really treat Annabelle? Mom, Dad would be so disappointed in you. Mom looked shocked, then angrily pulled her arm away and left I'd won this little battle. But God knows what she'd do next. Things weren't great at home, but at least I had Eric. He was my boyfriend for 2 years and was just crazy about my voice one evening when I was on a date with him. I suddenly started getting calls from Annabelle.
Come home right now, Serafina!
I ran home to a scene of complete chaos. Mom was tearing apart Annabelle's room. What's going on?
Your dad's watch is missing, and I'm going to search all the maids' rooms, and when I find it, I'm kicking out the thief for good.
Just then, a servant came from another room saying it was under Mom's personal maid's bed. Mom looked completely shocked to find out it was her, but she threw her bags out instantly. Some days later, it was Annabelle's 13th birthday, and I snuck into her room with a cake when she blew the candles out. I asked her what she'd wished for.
I wished your mom was dead!
Annabelle, you don't mean that? She's my mom. Annabelle stayed silent, and I got up to leave. I'd never seen that look of hatred on my little sister's face before. In the middle of all this drama, I had a huge audition coming up. A prestigious music academy was looking for talent from different schools, and being selected would be a dream. But 5 days before the audition, I woke up with my throat hurting. I called out to the maid, but to my horror, my voice was gone. Mom rushed me to the doctor who diagnosed me with laryngitis. What he said next left me shocked.
Your voice will return to normal soon, but this is the end of your singing. If you strain your vocal cords too much, you could lose your voice permanently.
I just couldn't believe it. On the day of the auditions, I slipped into the auditorium with Eric, feeling devastated. I wanted to be up on that stage more than anything. And then one of the judges said,
"The last performer is Miss Annabelle."
Wait, what? Annabelle stepped onto the stage and started singing.
Don't know what you wanna achieve, but make a
I was stunned! Her voice was beautiful. The judges gave her a standing ovation and said they'd be in touch with her. Soon as everyone started to leave, I caught up with her. Annabelle, that was amazing. But why didn't you tell me you could ever sing like that?
She brushed my arm off angrily, her eyes blazing. You never asked. You just assume that you're the only one with any talent. But I guess that's something we both got from our father. It makes you unhappy, doesn't it?
Why would you say that? I've always had your back, Annabelle.
Yet I've been living as a maid in my dad's house for years, and you did nothing. You think sneaking me food makes up for how I'm treated? No, it doesn't. All it does is make you feel good about yourself.
Annabelle, I tried.
Oh, nice try. I hate you, Serafina.
As she stormed off, I felt heartbroken. As Eric walked me back home that evening, suddenly, a skateboarder came charging straight at him. I pushed Eric out of the way just in time, but he landed on the pavement, hitting his head. I quickly called an ambulance, and after hours of waiting at the hospital, we were shocked to get the news Eric was in a coma. The doctors were hopeful he'd wake up soon, but weeks turned into months, and before I knew it, a year had passed. I was almost done with high school, and Annabelle was in her music academy on full scholarship, but we never spoke anymore. One day when I went to see Eric, I was shocked to see him sitting up in bed. Oh my God, you're awake! He gently pushed me away.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Eric, it's me, Serafina, your girlfriend.
Can you sing?
Yes, well, I used to, but then I got sick and had to stop, remember?
No! I just know that my girlfriend sings beautifully. I couldn't move or see all these months, but she'd talk and sing to me often, and I could hear her. I know her voice, and it's not you.
Suddenly, my blood ran cold when I heard someone behind me.
Babe, that was me. You could hear me?
Annabelle?
Yes, it's you!
She ran forward and hugged him, and then they kissed. Suddenly, I just lost it. I pulled Annabelle by her hair. Are you completely crazy? You've been visiting my boyfriend and singing to him. Tell him you're lying.
I am not. He's mine. Let me go, witch.
And suddenly she pushed me viciously and I went flying into a trolley. I attacked her and we went crashing straight into the machines. And the next thing we knew, we were both thrown out of the hospital. I turned furiously to Annabelle. We're done for good. You become a hateful monster. I don't even know who you are anymore. But you're definitely not my sister.
Finally!
And with that, she left. I went on a very long walk to clear my head. And by the time I got home, Annabelle was gone. The next morning, Mom discovered a lot of things were gone too, including Dad's watch.
Heck! I'm going to report her to the police. I'm going to.
Mom, just stop it. She's gone. That's what you wanted since you first saw her, right? And so what if she took Dad's stuff? It's hers too. Let it freaking go. A year later, I went off to university to study music. If I couldn't sing anymore, I could still play in my final year. I was leaving the campus one day when I stepped on a newspaper. It had Eric and Annabelle's face on the front page with the headline "Billionaire to tie knot in 2 weeks." Well, good for them. But just a few days later, I walked into a coffee shop. And to my shock, I saw Eric there. And he was kissing a blonde girl. That definitely wasn't Annabelle. I just walked away. It wasn't my problem. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. And when her wedding day arrived, I just could not do anything. Even if she hated me. She was my freaking little sister. And that's how I found myself bursting into the church and running like crazy down the aisle. Hold it! This wedding can't happen! As Annabelle turned to look at me in horror, I ran straight at her and hugged her. I held onto her tight as she squirmed and shrieked.
Oh my God, you psycho! Get off me!
I love you, Annabelle! I'm not going anywhere till you listen to me! As Eric looked super mad and everyone stared at us, she dragged me off to a small room.
What do you think you're doing, Serafina?
Annabelle, you can't marry Eric. He's a cheater. I saw him kissing a girl the other day. I swear I'm not lying.
Think I don't know about that? Well, I do, and it doesn't matter. I stole your man, and hell take care of me. At least I got rid of you and your psycho mom, so just buzz off.
Annabelle, listen to me. You're just angry right now. I'm so sorry about everything. Mom was unbelievably cruel to you, and I should have fought harder. You deserved so much better, and you still do. Don't marry this jerk, please.
Why do you care?
Because you're my little sister, and I miss you so much. I had 2 things that I love the most. My voice and you. I lost my voice for good, and I don't want to lose you too. Please forgive me and come with me.
Oh, Serafina, I'm so sorry for all the horrible things I did to you. I thought I wanted to marry Eric too, tease you. But I now realize that everything I've been doing in my life was to not end up alone. I just wanted to belong to someone.
You belong to me. You're my family. I made a promise to Dad to take care of you. And I will, always. And with that, we hugged each other and walked back to our home. Family always comes first.
Hi, I'm Judy from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was raised by a single dad who loves me dearly. He's a successful businessman, and even though he's always busy, he makes sure to give me all the time I need. But when I first started school, I noticed that all the other kids had their moms dropping them off, and they all seemed so happy.
Dad, I want a mommy too. I want hair like these girls.
But sweetie, I can braid your hair too.
And then, when we got home, Dad tried to braid my hair, and of course, it turned out perfect. He really is amazing. Once, when I was 8, we were playing hide and seek, and I snuck into the basement and found a beautiful guitar. I asked Dad whose it was, and he said,
"It's your mom's, sweetheart. She was an amazing guitarist. This was her last guitar, so I've kept it here."
But I took it to my room and started playing it on my own. Dad was amazed by my talent, and soon I started participating in school competitions. Shortly after I turned 14, Dad gave me a huge surprise. He announced that he was getting married. I was pretty excited about having a mom, and even more thrilled when I found out she had a daughter my age, Alice. But the first time Dad took us all out to dinner, Alice didn't even bother to look at me. I asked her to pass me a glass of water, but she completely ignored me. How rude! And my stepmom said to me,
"Oh, honey, Alice has a hearing problem. And even though she has her hearing aids on, she likes to pretend she can't hear a thing."
Mom, I told you to keep that a secret from them. Can't you just keep one thing to yourself?
Hey, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. And we're going to be a family soon, so we don't need to keep secrets.
Oh, Judy, honey, you're so mature for your age. I'm so excited that we're going to be a family.
But Alice looked like she was ready to jump at me. My goodness, she was terrifying. On the wedding day, while we were posing for family photos, Alice suddenly stepped on my foot and I screamed. The picture ended up making me look like a screaming chimpanzee, and Alice showed it to everyone. I got along well with my stepmom, but Alice was like a demon from hell. She would scream and throw tantrums over the smallest things, and she didn't care about hurting anyone's feelings. One time, my stepmom and dad had a date, and as she walked down the stairs in her new dress, Alice screamed.
OMG, don't tell me you're wearing that. It's hideous, and you look so fat in it.
That's because I gave birth to a mean daughter like you and lost my charming figure.
I could see the sadness in her eyes. It was clear that Alice's words had really hurt her. So I quickly ran to my room and brought her a dress that suited her perfectly.
Now you look perfect. Dad won't be able to take his eyes off you tonight.
My stepmom hugged me tightly while Alice stormed off in anger. Over time, my stepmom and I grew closer. We often went shopping together, and I would spend time helping her in the kitchen.
Oh, honey, you're like the daughter I've always wanted.
And I could see the angry glare from Alice in the distance. One time, when our parents weren't home, Alice deliberately ordered spicy food. As we started eating, my throat began to burn, and I couldn't find any water. I ran around searching for it, but Alice just stood there laughing.
Look at you, running around like a mad cow. I should have added more chili to it.
You witch! You did this?
Yes, I did. That's for trying to steal my mom from me.
I jumped on her and yanked her hair, and she yanked mine. A few minutes later, our parents walked in and caught us fighting like wild monkeys.
She put chilies in my food and...
But you didn't die, did you? And Mom, look what she did to me.
That's enough, Alice. 1 week here and you've started to show your true colors. I'm so ashamed of you. Say sorry to Jane now.
What? Have you grown old and gone crazy already? I'm not saying anything to this jerk.
The next day was Alice's first day at her new school. I was in the cafeteria with my friends when I saw Alice walk in, but suddenly she slipped and fell flat on her face. A girl, known by everyone as the school bully, started giggling.
Oh God, who's this new clown in town? Do that again so I can make a video.
You found that funny, you ugly face loser?
Alice grabbed a plate of food and threw it straight into the girl's face. Suddenly, the bully and her cronies rushed at Alice, pinning her against the wall. That's when their eyes fell on Alice's hearing aid.
Look at that! You're a freak! And you dare to mock me in front of everyone, huh? How dare you call me an ugly loser?
I was really upset by the bully's actions, so I ran over and pushed the bully away.
That's enough! Leave her alone!
You really want to mess with me because of this weirdo, Jane?
Who are you calling a weirdo? Huh? It better be your mother.
After saying that, Alice shoved the bully to the ground and she started crying. All the other girls ran off to help her. Then Alice turned her anger on me, going completely berserk.
I don't need you to save me. You got it?
Wow! Is that your thank you?
No, that's my stay the heck out of my face and my business. Mom's stupid enough to fall for your little Miss Perfect act. But I just think you're trash.
She stormed off and I didn't speak to her for days. Then, a few days later, I saw Alice hanging out with those awful bullies. But I didn't care. She had that attitude too. They were a perfect match. I was getting ready for a big art competition and was totally focused on that. But one day, while I was practicing in the art room after school, I overheard some kids talking outside.
Mrs. Susan not a teacher? She's a witch. How dare she fail all of us? We should teach her a lesson. She loves her stupid garden, right? We'll destroy her garden tonight.
Tonight? But
no buts. Alice, are you in or out? Do you want to be part of the gang or not?
Cool, let's do this.
It was Alice's voice. Oh my gosh, this girl is really getting herself into trouble. With Dad and my stepmom away, I felt responsible for this idiot. That night, when she was sneaking out, I walked into her room.
Alice, I heard what you guys are planning to do. Don't do this. Those people are bad, and they're no one's friends.
Why can't you keep your stupid nose out of my business? You're just jealous that I hang out with the cool kids and you've only got your stupid guitar to keep you company. Just buzz off.
And she slammed the door right in my face. I was so done with her. A whole night passed and she still hadn't come home. I was about to fall asleep when I suddenly got a call from Alice. She sounded terrified and begged me to come pick her up. But when I got there, she was nowhere to be found. I started to think it was some stupid prank when I heard a noise coming from the bushes.
Judy!
I found her sitting there crying and clutching her ankle.
Oh my God, what happened?
When we were destroying the garden, suddenly the alarm went off and everybody panicked and started running away. But I sprained my leg and no one wanted to help me, so I hid here in the bushes.
It's all right. I got you. Let's get you to the hospital first.
I rushed her to the hospital and got her treated.
You were right. Those people aren't my friends, and thanks for.
Thanks. I didn't know you were familiar with that word.
Look, I'm saying I'm sorry. Don't make this harder for me. And please don't tell Mom.
I promise I won't.
After that day, we actually started to get along a bit. I thought things might finally change between us. But one day during lunch, my stepmom pulled 2 tickets out of her bag and said,
Judy, sweetheart, I have a surprise for you. I'm taking you to the biggest art theater in the world in Paris. We're going to have so much fun together.
Alice snatched the ticket from her hand and went crazy. I understood why she did it.
Just the two of you. Am I invisible to you? Your own flesh and blood.
But Alice, you don't like art or traveling or anything. I've asked you so many times.
So, I shouldn't go to Paris. Will you guys go and have fun without me? This is ridiculous. I hate you.
Alice threw her plate on the ground and ran to her room, angry tears streaming down her face. She always reacted so poorly, but I felt a little bad for her too.
I think we should take her. It's Paris, and I'm sure she'd love to travel with you and me.
Stepmom reluctantly agreed and said she'd get her a ticket too. But the very next morning, I woke up to Stepmom screaming at Alice.
You brat, stay here. I just got a call from the principal. You destroyed your teacher's garden. You destroyed your teacher's garden. They recognized your face in the CCTV camera and they were going to expel you. Do you know how much I had to beg them not to? And I have to cover all the damages. Why don't you just let me live in peace for once, Alice? Why can't you just be like Judy?
Why don't you just go and enjoy your vacation with your perfect daughter? Then why waste your time on me?
Alice.
I had an amazing time, but when I returned, the biggest shock was waiting for me. I found Alice sitting in my room with a twisted smile next to my mom's guitar, shattered beyond repair. I screamed and angrily lunged at Alice as my stepmom ran in and pulled us apart.
She smashed the only guitar my mom left behind. They were the last thing I had left of Mom. How could you be so heartless? Alice?
Your mom's guitar? I thought they were yours. I didn't know.
Alice, why would you be so awful? Sometimes I just can't believe you're my daughter.
Oh, you can't believe that now you're the one who made me so crazy. I used to be everything to you, and now Judy's your perfect daughter. Why? Is it because of my hearing impairment? I'm not good enough now? Because you've found someone better to love?
It's not like that. I've tried and tried so much with you, but nothing seems to work. You've always made me feel like you don't even like me. At least Judy made me feel worth something.
And you decided to make me feel worthless. You think you're some saint, but you're actually a horrible mother.
She shoved my stepmom to the ground and ran out of the room.
God, you're just out of control.
My stepmom sat on the floor, crying, and Alice looked confused, as if she had just realized what she had done. She just walked away and locked herself in her room. That night, when Dad came home, I told him everything that had happened, and he went to talk to Alice. 2 days later, Dad told us that Alice had agreed to go to therapy, and she quietly left without saying goodbye to anyone. I wanted to see her right away. After all, we had lived together for a long time, but she refused to meet me. So I focused on my studies and worked hard to earn a scholarship at a prestigious art school in Paris. A few days before I was set to leave, there was a knock on my door. I was shocked to see Alice standing there with a package.
Before you start screaming at me, here's something for you. Just open it, please.
I hesitantly took it from her, and as I tore off the paper, tears filled my eyes. It was a guitar signed by my mom.
How? Where did you get this?
Your dad helped me track down the person who bought this guitar, and I used all my savings to get it back. I just felt so terrible about what I did. I know this doesn't make up for everything, but I had to try. I'm working on myself, and I'm fixing my relationship with Mom. And I wanted to start fixing things with you too, Judy. If you can forgive me.
Alice, this guitar means the world to me, so thank you. And yeah, I think it will take us some time to be okay, but we can start today. Friends?
Friends? Hi, my name is Emma and I'm from Washington. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My parents abandoned me when I was just born. Thankfully, a wealthy man took me in from the street to be a servant in his mansion. I slept in a storage room. It wasn't bad, but I always wondered what the other private rooms were like. One day, when the owners were out, I sneaked into a luxurious bedroom. OMG, it's so bouncy and soft! I climbed onto the bed and jumped around playfully. Suddenly, someone appeared outside the door and shouted at me.
You, maid! What the heck are you doing in my room?
She is Amy, the boss's wife. At the same time, the boss also walked in.
Darcy, where did you find this rat?
Keep your cool, darling. Hey kid, why are you here?
Oh wait, let me check if she's stolen anything. Don't try to flee, maid.
No, I didn't do that, but can I take this bed to my room, or at least let me jump on it one last time?
Oh, what a mischievous girl.
When I turned to the Amy, she was glaring at me. Terrified, I ran out of the room. A few days later, I met the boss's daughter, Emily. She was introverted, so I took the initiative to befriend her. Despite our 4-year age difference, we became besties. In the next 2 years, Emily even insisted that her father send me to the elite school with her, and he agreed. On my first day at the new school, I was very anxious, but my classmates were very friendly, and we quickly became close. I excelled academically, scoring straight A's on tests, but poor things is, Emily kept getting F's. I tried to help Emily with her homework, and realized that she struggled with understanding. I tried talking to Mrs. Amy to find a solution, but she thought everything I said was just made up.
Come on, darling. Our girl is only 8 and still has plenty of time to learn.
But ma'am, I think Emily is having some difficulties with her communication and—
Shut up! It's not your place to speak!
On Amy's birthday party, she announced in front of many people that Emily would recite a poem for her. But you can guess, Emily couldn't read and stood there trembling. All eyes were on her. I couldn't let her be in this situation any longer, so I stepped up to the stage, took the mic, and said loudly, "Well, she's just a bit nervous." So we read it together. Emily leaned close to me and whispered,
Thank you, Emma.
The boss realized his daughter was truly struggling. The next day, he took her for an evaluation, and the doctor diagnosed her with dyslexia. He arranged for a special tutor and asked me to help Emily. Years passed, and Emily gradually overcame her problems with our support. She even achieved excellent academic results and won numerous medals in various subjects. At Emily's 14th birthday party, while I was preparing food in the kitchen, she called me to join them.
Emma, you're not a maid, you're my sis! Let's enjoy the party!
She picked out a stunning dress and told me to wear it. Suddenly, Mr. Amy rushed over, snatched the dress from my hands, pulled Emily into a corner, and said something to her. Mr. Darcy tried to lift my mood by asking me to take pictures with Emily.
Come on, Emma, you've helped her so much.
But as I approached, Emily suddenly became agitated and pushed me away.
Dad, I'm tired! Can we stop this stupid party?
My boss was left speechless and she walked away, leaving us stunned. What? What's wrong with her? The next morning, when it was time to go to school, she told the driver to leave me behind, so I had to take the bus. When I bumped into her in the school hallway, I asked, "Emily, why are you acting so weird?"
Please, take your dirty hands off me, rat!
Wait, OMG, what did you just say? I was jaw-dropped. What was happening felt like such a nightmare.
Why are you so close with my dad?
Actually, I was also curious why the boss seemed to treat me better than the other servants. Emily, he often asks me to help you.
Call me Miss Emily, okay?
Well, Miss Emily, you really let me down. I swung my hand and accidentally slapped Emily, causing her to fall to the floor. I tried to pick her up, but she suddenly lunged at me and pulled my hair. We struggled on the ground while our classmates yelled in excitement. The fight only stopped when the teacher arrived, and we were both suspended for a week. I was so angry that I couldn't even look at her. The older her got, the more she seemed to resemble Mrs. Amy. Arrogant and harsh. On the next few days, Brian, her cousin, returned from France, and she was thrilled because she really got along with him. That night, while I was reading a book, Brian approached me.
You're smart and kind, right? I've heard how you've been helping Emily with her studies.
Oh, it's my pleasure to help Miss Emily.
Well, by the way, aside from studying, what else do you enjoy?
I love sing and dance.
Ah, we're on the same frequency.
We went to the studio and I started humming a song. He seemed to be completely immersed in every single melody. But I didn't expect that Mrs. Amy and Emily would catch us together. That night, Emily texted me, asking me to come to her room. When I opened the door, Emily threw a book straight at my face. It was the gift I had given her for her birthday last year.
Get this trash out of here and go away, rat! Why are you trying to take everything from me? Acting like a poor cat to make my dad take you home, and then trying to seduce my cousin!
Hey, stop suspecting that Cat is sneaking carrots. I didn't take anything from you. She grabbed scissors and rushed toward me. Emily, you're psycho!
You better watch what you say! Underestimating me could be your last mistake!
Your anger has turned you to evil! I pushed her aside to escape from her room, feeling both scared and angry, wondering why she'd become so weird. The next day, Brian suggested to the boss that he wanted to take me to France with him so they could enroll me in a talent dance class. Oh my gosh, this was an amazing opportunity for me to pursue my dream. I jumped for joy.
Are you guys dreaming? Crazy! Your nephew will take my servant to nowhere. He's not allowed to do that.
But why?
No means no. The rat can't have a lavish dinner.
Brian clenched his teeth and left immediately. I cried in desperation. A dream life had appeared before my eyes, but it vanished like a nightmare. One day I will leave this house, escape from cruel Amy and her ungrateful daughter. That Christmas night, the snow was falling heavier. The next morning, when I woke up, I found a beautiful dress on my bed along with a note asking me to wear it for the family party. How family? Do I have a family? I flipped the note over and saw the boss's name. That evening, I ran into Emily, and we both stood jaw-dropping for several seconds. What?
Oh, how adorable. You two look like real twins. Do you guys like the dresses?
I put on a fake smile as Emily shot me a harsh glare.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen! An outfit won't turn a rat into a swan!
Immediately, she grabbed the fire extinguisher and sprayed it straight at me.
Emily, stop!
Something unexpected happened when Mrs. Amy snatched the extinguisher from Emily and yelled at her.
You lost your mind. You could hurt her.
You just lost control! Are you siding with her, Mom? I hate all of you!
Emily stormed off, and for the first time, Mrs. Amy was acting like that. A few days later, Emily went live, sobbing and fabricating an entirely false story.
Today, I'm going to expose a deceitful jerk who has ruined my family's happiness. Emma, the witch, has managed to enchant my dad, my cousin, and even my beloved mother. My dad made a huge mistake bringing that dirty servant into our home.
What the? I burst into her room, using all my strength to stop the live stream. Soon after, her parents also rushed into the room.
Emily, stop that. We didn't raise you to behave like this.
If you keep acting like this, we'll have no choice but to send you to reform school.
Mom, you said Emma is a vixen, and you were the one who came up with the plan to teach her a lesson, right?
Emily's words shocked both me and Darcy.
Oh, it seems like Emma is actually the most beloved person in this mansion. So here's no reason for me to stay here any longer.
Emily laughed like a maniac and walked away. What's happening?
Emma, please let me explain. You are my daughter. Years ago, I met and loved your mom, Lily, but both families opposed our marriage. Your grandparents arranged for me to marry Amy. Your mother couldn't accept the truth and hid you from me. By the time I found out, she had already passed away and you were placed in an orphanage. The reason I lied and called you a servant was to protect you from trouble. It was all my fault. Please forgive me.
That night was really like a roller coaster for me. Darcy even showed me the birth certificate and DNA test results to prove what he was saying.
Freak, oh, so you were lying to me. You married me because of family arrangements, and it turns out...
Mrs. Amy burst into tears as she charged at the boss, and chaos erupted as they started to fight and argue. I stood there like a statue while Emily walked over and laughed with delight. At school, Emily constantly tried to make my life miserable. She spread rumors that turned everyone against me, hung me out of a window, and put snakes in the bathroom. The torment didn't end. When the boss was away on business, she made me do all the household chores, prohibited me from studying, and scolded and berated me terribly. Of course, Darcy had no way to step in and stop what was happening. On the day the college results were announced, I was accepted into Harvest. It was finally time for me to escape this hell. But before I could celebrate, she and Emily burned the acceptance letter and other important documents, preventing me from starting school on time. My anger reached its peak. Why are you so freakish? What have I ever done to you? Emily has become so cruel because of a witch like you. You'll get your karma.
Jerk, get lost. You worthless piece of trash. You don't belong here. You should go back to the filthy place you came from and behave like your mother did.
I couldn't hold back any longer. Keep my mom's name out of your stupid mouth. I grabbed the nearby broom, ready to give them a beating. Suddenly, my dad grabbed a broom and said,
"Don't do that, Emma!" And both of you, stop bullying her.
I left in frustration, moved out of the house, and found a new place to stay. I took on part-time jobs to pay for my tuition. I thought my college years would pass like this. One day, after my shift ended, I saw Emily standing outside the door.
Emily? I'm so sorry.
She started to cry.
I know how good you was to me. You taught me, played with me, and protected me from bullies. But I was selfish, thinking you took all the attention from Dad, Brian, and Mom. I realize now that the life I have is something you deserve too. Can we become sisters again?
I understand, Emily. I'm not holding a grudge against you, but maybe I no longer have a chance to go back to that. I smiled warmly at her when suddenly I heard a familiar voice.
Emily said everything I wanted to tell. I used to resent you because your father cared too much about you. I know you're a kind and understanding. Go back to where you belong. Your dad misses you so much. Please, Emma.
Is this what you've been waiting for all this time, Mom?